Oh, 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 look who's on a minute early. Booyah. Look at audio's working. It might be a little too high, so let's take that down a notch so I don't blow everything out. It's Kira. I'm here with ya on this Friday night. It's time to fight. No, I don't know where that lyric came from. Mostly just because it rhymes with night. I could have used a lot of other things, but that's what was right there for me. So that's what you got. Yeah, I hope everybody's week was amazing. I know that I had an interesting week. I have a solid amount of stress throughout the whole week. And so by the time I get here and I'm like seated and everything is ready and I actually have videos like prepped today, which is bonkers. Yeah, I'm just like, oh, okay. Like this was kind of a week. And it always is. It always is. There's a lot that happens. I own two businesses. And then I also do sort of media stuff like this part-time, I would say. On Wednesdays, I spend most of the day preparing for a show, and then we do reactions on Wednesday nights. Kit and I do. It's the night that we do a lineup. So, and that's pretty cool. And then I just come here and do this solo on Friday night because, like, it's Friday night, right? And I think Friday night is a good night for dancing. And I think Friday night is a good night for game playing. And I'm still getting my sort of courage around that. And so give me a little bit of time and I'll get there. Jeez. I'm not talking to anybody. Nobody's in the chat right now. So if you're watching this video on replay, nobody's being mean to me. Don't worry. I'm just pretending. Oh man. And so yeah, so I figure Friday night works. And then, it gives me kind of, because I work on Saturday mornings also, and I also have a 1-year-old. And so she gets me up at the butt crack of dawn a lot. I was up at 3:30 this morning because she was up and did all the things, and just could not get back to sleep. So I am running on fumes, but I kind of always feel like I am at this point in time. And what I usually enjoy about this is there are people popping up in the stream and saying hello, and it's pretty enlivening, but nobody's here yet. It's crazy. It's weird. It seems like a long time. I hope there's nothing wrong. I keep making sure that I'm like, we're streaming, right? We're live, right? So it's just kind of weird that it doesn't seem like anybody is here. Anyway, I think maybe due to that, nobody being here yet, which I was not expecting, but I guess it's happening. I think what I might do is maybe put a little dance music on. And oh, hey, I was going to say, like, I'll just put on a little dance music here and until people start popping in and saying hello and what is going on. And Alpharisis and Spirit Mooey just came in. What's up? But I'll go ahead and just kind of trip into what I was about to do. But I'm here with you while we can jam to this music. Now, I don't know what this song really is. It's just royalty free. It's called Aria Carmina. It's by Kevin MacLeod. All right, we're going to do what we can here. What the hell is this? Oh, that's not right. I think I just wanted to play this. Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah. I'm here for it. You can just see my midsection. You're welcome. That's how big this room is. That's why I'm trying to get this set up at home. I could like just dance in a squatted position. It's all dark down here. Worst camera setup for dancing and movement ever. It's okay though. I'm working on it, folks. You know? Oh, it feels good to dance. Holy cow. My system really wanted to dance. Such a dork. This is a great song. I worked as a group fitness instructor. Well, I still do, I guess. I've been a group fitness instructor for a decade and a half, so that's why I dance in 4 and 8 counts. And what I do on one side, I do on the other side. It's hilarious. Okay. Oh, man. Oh, that felt good. Holy buckets. That was a lot of fun. Boy, oh boy, do I love dancing. So, anyway, welcome. That's okay if you don't have videos, because I actually got some videos. It's pretty funny. I got some videos sent to me. It seems my audio is really loud. I got some videos sent to me from original artists in Chicago. And our channel is Chicago Plays. So, one thing that I have, even though I'm not born and raised Chicago, I have pretty deep roots here at this point, having been a business owner in the city for 14 years. And I've just met so many people along the way, because that's what you do as a business owner, is you just meet tons of people. And so I do have people that send me things just to be like, hey, check out my new song, or check out my video, And I've started asking when that happens if I can stream it on my Twitch stream and share it with everybody. And so I waited to react to these 2 videos. One of them for a very long time now. I had asked at one of my women's events if they had any original artists in their lives to let them know that they can send me videos, and I'd love to react to them on Twitch. And so I got a couple videos. So I'll just start with that. And then I have a couple, well, more than a couple, but I am going to take requests from the stream as well. But Redeemer of Dark, who I've not seen in the chat yet, also has shared videos today, and they look like a lot of fun. So I think with that, well, poop on a scoop. I think that I might have. I'll find it again. It's all good. It's super easy to find. But let's go ahead. We'll go to this video first. So this is music. So this first one is music. Well, both of them, because they're Chicago artists. So they're musicians and performers. Okay, so this was given to this video was sent to me by one of the women in my networking group. Yeah. And her husband is an artist, and yeah, this is my. So I started to watch this video at one point, and how I was reacting to it gave me the idea to hold off on watching it. So I'm curious about what happens to the rest of the video. You'll see what I mean here in a moment, but I haven't seen past like maybe a minute of this video. Here we go. It is K Pilla, Break My Heart official video. Here we go, and I think y'all can hear that just fine. What's crazy is that's actually my neighborhood right there. Yeah, Spirit Movie, you can totally recommend videos. Totally. In my rear view. Ooh, I like this already. Yeah. I saw in you. So my body just start to move on its own. That's nice. Cool. Thanks, Buff Pumpkin. I saw that. Yeah, totally. But signals get crossed. Okay, so I haven't seen it past this point where he ties her up. Oh my God. Yeah. What am I supposed to do? And all I see is talk. Never really thought I wanna be away from you, and now I'm feeling awkward in my nerves. Are worse than I deserve. It gotta be a better place than this place I've entered. Oh no! He had a gasoline can in his hand. Oh my God! Oh no! Don't do that! Don't do that! I mean, I was already like sort of at. Oh my God! Oh no! I didn't think that's what he was gonna do. What are you doing? Oh, I thought he was. And listen to my heart, cause once I get involved, it makes me sick. You were willing to be harsh to the one that give the all just to make this fit alright. I don't know what is he doing? Who's he calling? What's going on? You could have took a different angle.
Yo, yeah, where you at, fella? I'm at this little function right now. Bro, you need to get here, shit, like for real.
Aight. I'm finna slap, bro.
Say less.
OMG! No! Back to this. No, let's not do that. Oh God, don't set anything on fire or drink gasoline. Oh shit. Never really thought I wanna be away from you, and now I'm feeling awkward in my nerves. Are worse than I deserve. It gotta be a better place. I am like so curled up in a ball over here. Okay. I get closer to the screen. Why would you convince me?
Why would you convince me to let you break my heart? Why would you convince me? How did you convince me to let you break my heart? Is there anybody out there that's not willing to scheme on me? Or is everybody out trying to scam? Get what they can, then leave, alright. You gotta break a heart. I guess you gotta break a heart. Go and break a heart. I guess you gotta break a heart. I guess you gotta break a heart. We'll go and break a heart. But I'm walking away. 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 Why would you convince me? Why would you convince me to let you break my heart? Why would you convince me? How did you convince me to let you break my heart? I'm walking away. 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 I'm walking away.
Wow, that took me on a little bit of a roller coaster. Whoa, okay, there's more. Okay. Oh. Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's awesome. Ooh, okay, that had me on a bit of a roller coaster ride. Yeah, I did not know what was going to happen, but he was not looking stable to me. So I'm glad that the resolution of that was so peaceful. And actually, what I really felt in it was completion, and that was a really nice ride to go on, and have it end at this sense of, okay, this is it, right? But you go through all of the fantasies of, violence or silence, right? Or, whatever else, people come up with to, like, punish the people that they love or the people that hurt them. So, well done, K-Pilla. Well done. I loved it. And thank you, Q, for sending it over to me because I made that request, and that was very, very, I don't know, that was really good. I really enjoyed that. Cool. LMAO, that one is golden. Okay, cool. Okay, so I'm not totally sure if I should break the rotation of what I was planning on doing, because I don't see the person who requested this one in the chat stream yet. So I think I'll just hold off until I see Redeemer of Dark in the chat stream, so that they don't miss out on watching it with me, because I know that's fun. And so I'm going to go to the chat stream now and do that. This Nightbot thing is real annoying. Because the Nightbot keeps he keeps putting links to something in the chat, and then I think it's you guys putting links to stuff for me. And it's just super annoying. And it's like, oh, and I'm like, oh, it's Nightbot. Stop it. Oh my God. No one wants to hear from you, Nightbot. No one likes you. All right. So, Buff Pumpkin, we are going to be watching. This looks like it's going to be funny. Okay. So, this is psychiatrist breaks down mental health scenes from movies and TV. Okay, here we go. Yeah, no, I know it's a bot. It's so annoying. So I just like to talk smack to it.
Those three young men on the subway?
Mm-hmm.
And why should we believe you?
Got nothing left to lose. Not everybody does this. It's extremely rare. And in fact,
Oh, Buff Pumpkin, this is a long ass video. 41 minutes. Okay. Stop bullying Nightbot, says Buff Pumpkin. Watch what you can. Yes. Let's go for it, because I also know that, you know, from what it says, it's probably going to be like a very segmented kind of a video, which is easier for me. I know I'm the worst, you guys. I'm aware of that, and I apologize. So here we go.
the Joker unfortunately overplays the idea that mental illness and violence are linked. Hey GQ, I'm Dr. Eric Bender. I'm a child adolescent.
But wasn't that just like his character? I mean, is he... Okay, I should just listen. I'm the worst. Okay, here we go.
And forensic psychiatrist, and this is the breakdown. First up, BoJack Horseman.
Okay, Trey and I will be in the coat room doing hand stuff. Otherwise, I don't know anybody here.
Hollyhock has walked into this party, and her friend is teasing her right away. You don't know anyone. That is the worst thing you could say to somebody who has what's called social anxiety disorder. In social anxiety disorder, people are terrified that when they go into a setting where they don't know people, or even where they do know
Or I was
people,
gonna say, even when they
they're gonna
do
embarrass
know
themselves,
people,
that
yeah.
people are gonna see that they're anxious. They might get so upset, they might even have some bodily pains like nausea or stomach pain. And
Totally.
they want to avoid the situation. As she looks around, she starts to get more and more anxious. You see her starting to hyperventilate. She's starting to get short of breath. There are all kinds of anxieties, and they differ in very significant ways. Sometimes anxiety is really serious, and we call things disorders if, in fact, the anxiety impairs people's functionings during the day. Or in these cases, say, if she does
I
have
have
social
a- I have
anxiety
a
disorder, she avoids
General
socializing.
anxiety
That's
disorder.
pretty important for development. That's impairing part of
It
her
doesn't
life and
really
part of her day.
impair
If it's
me.
a certain
I
situation people avoid, that can be called
I feel a lot of feels. We'll put it that way. Like there's a lot of muscle tension that goes on here, over here on my end, every single day. Every single day. I'm always tensing up every time. I'm constantly nervous about the next thing someone's gonna say to me. I don't know why. It's wild. And I am actually in the business of being able to detect bodily functions and, in a way, control them. And so I'm very grateful for that superpower because I can feel it all coming on before anything actually like happens as a reaction, right? Buff Pumpkin, you said relatable. I too feel a lot of feels. Yeah, you can even see in the way that I like hang out, like I'm like rubbing myself. I am kind of a weird person to be around for an extended period of time. Because of stuff like that, or my movement. Like I can't hold still. So I don't do anything like get up in the middle of a like one-on-one like intimate conversation with somebody and start moving around or any. Well, with some people I might because they're the right person to do it with. But so I'm pretty, you know, I'm pretty contained as far as that's concerned. But yeah, I just get really like rah! Right, like crazy, like that's why I'm just like 41 minutes, right? All right, here we go.
a phobia, like a fear of snakes, fear of flying. So there are specific situations that arise that cause people anxiety too.
Oh, what do you see?
What?
You're having an anxiety attack, so look around the room and tell me what you see.
I see people partying and passing out.
This guy has done a really good job here of using a therapy technique called grounding. I have used this with patients when they get super anxious.
This therapist
you
is
can
pretty
tell them
sexy.
to look around themselves and to
He looks good
tell
with those
themselves
glasses
where they are. I'm standing here. I'm in a room. It is Tuesday.
Hey, Redeemer.
Books, pizza boxes. I see light fixtures.
I'm glad you made it.
see An odd amount of
I was,
hoofs.
I was holding
That's
off.
a terrific technique. He also calls it an anxiety attack. That is another word people use to describe a panic attack. She's clearly having a panic attack here. He helps her with this grounding technique.
You feel any calmer?
Yeah, actually.
It's a trick my psychiatrist taught me. I'm Peter, by the way. So this party's kind of crowded. You Want to go get some air?
Yeah.
If there are a lot of people around you,
What are you eating,
blocking
Redeemer?
Where you are and where you're breathing, yeah, absolutely. Get out of the room and get some fresh air. You hear fresh air because a lot of people have trouble. They're trying to breathe, so you want to get them out to a
Dude,
place
going
where they feel
outside
like
is
they
the
have
best
more
for me.
access to air. So that can be more psychologically helpful
grateful
too.
it's warming
But I
up
think
a little bit
sometimes
right
it's
now.
even more, all right, let me get out of this crowded environment that's making me feel like I can't breathe. And a panic attack usually comes on sudden onset, and they can tell they're having one. They might say, yeah, I suspect if I go into that situation, I'm going to have a panic attack. But
Crust
when
Little
it
Caesars
happens, it's
pizza.
just a super sudden onset for most people. Sometimes people with anxiety tend to drink more or use substances more. They want to feel relaxed. Alcohol can relax you to some degree. However, it can also, on the rebound, make people's moods feel worse or make anxiety worse. So then you can run into bad
Like
cycles
if
of
you're an
people
angry
feeling
drunk.
good, and then it wears off, and they take more, and they take more. So there's this feeling like you can help, but in the long run, it might be hurting more.
Oh,
I
in the
can't
long
believe
run,
that
it's
one of the best
definitely hurting
portrayal of
more, my
anxiety and
friends.
getting help comes from a cartoon about anthropomorphized animals, but this is really great. First off, this guy's saying, hey, I go to a psychiatrist. That's going to make Hollyhock feel better. He's saying, try this.
I'll
It's
get
helped
that.
me. That's going to make her feel better. So this is a really good portrayal. Next up, Joker.
You're serious.
Just holding off on playing the first video of what you sent over to me, because I had a little an imagination of how I would do the rundown, and I was like, I want to hold off until into the chat. This is very, very good. This is very funny and fun. Here we go. Thanks, Buff Pumpkin, for requesting this, recommending this.
Aren't you? You're telling us you killed those 3 young men on the subway? Mm-hmm. And why should we believe you?
Got nothing left to lose.
So I think about a couple things. The first thing is psychopathy. And
I've never seen
psychopathy is
that
not a mental illness. It's not a diagnosis. Psychopathy is a collection of personality traits that includes feeling no remorse. It includes being callous, uncaring. The Joker here is letting us know he's exactly that. He has no remorse for killing these 3 people. He also says he has nothing left to lose. In a violence risk assessment in forensic psychiatry, you look for things that are warning signs, such as people who have been isolated and lonely, people who have felt traumatized and persecuted, and those who don't have any resilience factors inside that help them recover from traumatic events, or external support. And that's exactly Arthur Fleck. That's the Joker. That can be what's called a pathway to violence. Not everybody does this. It's extremely rare. And in fact, the Joker unfortunately overplays the idea that mental illness and violence are linked. It's important to know that we don't know why people get pushed over the edge, and there are very, very few, so that's really important. At the same time, there are people who are repeatedly traumatized, neglected, abused, and there's a rage that can develop inside them. And I see that sometimes in psychotherapy when I'm talking to people who've been chronically abused or traumatized. But again, those people do not, for the most part, go out and commit any violent acts.
My life is nothing but a comedy.
Well, let me get this straight. You think that killing those guys is funny?
I do. And I'm tired.
Redeemer, you're giving me context. He has
There's
no
a
regret
difference
killing
between
those 3
psychopathy
assholes that were
and
beating up on him.
psychosis. Psychosis is a break from reality. People are hearing things, seeing things. It's called hallucinations. Those are psychotic issues. The Joker doesn't seem to have any of that. In cases of psychopathy, people use others in their lives to get what they want. Other people are pawns.
Oh, why is everybody so upset about these guys? If it was me dying on the sidewalk, you'd walk right over me.
We see his mood go back and forth from irritable to seemingly crying
movie
to almost
seems
laughing a little bit.
worth watching.
That can be called a couple different things. One word is lability, where you have such shifts. But what explains it even more is probably a diagnosis of what's called pseudobulbar affect. And what that means is there's a disconnection between the front of the brain, the cortex, and the back of the brain, the cerebellum. That connection actually helps us express our emotions. When that's broken, either because of trauma, and we know Arthur Fleck has a history of trauma to his head even, that connection can get disrupted. And what happens is there can be a sudden onset of crying or laughing, even though the person might not even feel as if something's humorous or that they're sad. It just starts.
What do you get
I don't think so.
when you cross
I think
a
we're
mentally
done
ill
with you,
loner
Joe.
with
That's
a
it.
society that abandons him and treats him like trash?
Call the police,
I'll
Gene.
tell you what you get.
Call the police.
You get what you f***ing deserve.
Something that also shows that this is more of
Damn.
what's called psychopathy and not a psychosis, a break from reality, is that he's telling Murray exactly what's going to happen. This is what you get. He knows clearly what he's doing. That shows he's of a sound mind. He does not have any psychotic issue at this time. He's not hearing voices. He's not seeing things. He doesn't have delusions. In fact, his complaint about feeling discarded,
He's feeling
that is a common
vengeful,
feeling among people
maybe.
who do try to seek help in the system
But he's
for the
definitely
traumas they've
got-
experienced. Psychopath, you hear that word and you do think of a serial killer because a lot of the serial killers show psychopathy. They don't care. People are just pawns in their lives. They're there for entertainment. And I think in the Joker's case, you might look at him and say, here's this dude dressed all in clown makeup. There's got to be something wrong with him. Well, he's actually trying to be noticed in some ways. This guy's lacked attention for his entire life, and he's been neglected. He ends up getting pushed over the edge, and again, we don't know why that happens, and he turns to violence. There is a genetic component to mental illness, and his mother did have severe depression. It's also much more common than people realize. 1 in 5 Americans will have a mental health challenge within a year. And in fact,
within a
half
year.
of Americans will have some mental health issue during their lifetime. While the Joker ends up portraying this link between violence and mental health issues that doesn't exist, or it perpetuates that stereotype, it does do a very good job of showing that resources can get pulled at any time. At the end of the movie, the social worker is explaining that nobody cares about people like him, that in fact, money goes away. And that does happen a lot. So clinics might be there and then they're relying on funding that suddenly gets pulled, and that translates into less help for people who really do need it. Next up, Rain Man.
Oh, okay. Good on that, but that movie, it looks really, like I said, like it's worth a watch, and very intense. So, let's catch up. Top tier certified hash brown classic. Okay, another video. It was in fact the Society, says Buff Pumpkin. Yes, I mean, I don't doubt it at all. Okay, so let's go over meow, 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 meow. And we are going to be watching Super Paper Mario Musical Bites. Requested by Redeemer. No public healthcare system. Healthcare system is sad moment. First couple of vids are to keep can't hear. Oh, hold on. Okay. Is that working?
Chunks, I came for war. Little other men get thrown around. Get good on pound and you're
Oh,
going
this is in
down.
Spanish,
It's
huh?
your meat, build up that damage. Then you might get to do some damage. Instead
Oh,
of
no,
waxing
it's not.
your
I
body
just have
stash. You're gonna let
the-
it get I'm muscled up, Bruno over brains.
I just have the closed captioning in Spanish. That's weird. All right. Okay, the Spanish closed captioning isn't working for me. Okay, so let's try this over again because wow, I was like, whoa, is this Spanish? Okay, here we go.
Raining on you like a thunderstorm. Oh, chunks, I came for war. Little other men get thrown around. Get good on pound and you're going down. It's your meat, build up that damage. Then you might get to do some damage. Instead of waxing your body stash. You're gonna let him gotta kick your muscled up. Bruno over brains. Don't need a thing to bring the pain. Step up to me and you get punched drunk. Step to me and get chunked. I'm muscled up, Bruno over brains. Don't need a thing to bring the pain. Step up to me and you get punched drunk. Step to me and get chunked. Get out! Google it! I'm gonna chunk your soul.
Google it.
You'll have a twitch. After that verse is still facing me, I am the door that don't take your key. Know that ye will not survive. You're going to get pointed alive. Now pause a while and watch me flex. And bouncy coins right between me.
Damn. Damn.
Beefing for say you're looking for a chunks of cause. I muscle the Bruno over brains. Don't need a thing to bring the pain. Step up to me and you get punched through. Step to me and get chunked.
I don't know what getting chunked means, but I don't want it.
Don't need a thing to bring the pain. Step up to me and you get punched through. Step to me and get chunked. Chunking really takes the breath out of you. Okay. Do it. You're stepping up for a final round when I'm the king of this playground. You'll never get to climb this mount. I stand here, they chase for the count. Raise your chunks into the air. The man of men is debonair. Couplet comes to seal your doom. That's the guy who says, whoa, I must have been over brains. Don't need a thing to bring the pain. Step up to me and you get punched through. Step to me and get chunked.
And get chunked.
So the Bruno brains don't need a thing to bring the pain. Step up to me
and get punched drunk. Step to me and get chunked.
Oh, I've not gone. Man. Chunked and out
plan.
Strangle me with my own chin hairs. Maria! I went easy on you and I can't have your wee little statue.
Don't ever do that. Don't ever do that.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I need a throat lozenge.
Hilarious. I think there's more. All right, darlings. All right. That was very fun and very hilarious. Groovy, was that what it was? And step up to me and get chunked. Getting chunked. I don't know. I don't know if I like the sounds of getting chunked. I'm not really sure what that entails. Gregoogly. So funny. So awesome. Oh, it cracks my shit up. Okay. Very fun, you guys. Very good video so far tonight. I'm very much enjoying our lineup so far. I do have one more Chicago artist, but I think I'm going to hold off on that one for a moment. And we'll just start to like kind of hop between what's in the chat, what I have as suggestions and requests from folks outside of the chat, or like, you know, my friends and connections of original artists. I'm just Buff Pumpkin. I'm sorry, I'm looking for your second request, y'all. All right, so Lost Value of a Man. Am I gonna be sad on this one? I've already lost so much faith in humanity recently. I don't know if I need more proof to keep losing the faith. Losing the faith. I'm losing it, losing it, losing it. Okay, cool. So here we go. I'm going to hit the big screen because then I think it plays automatically. Here we go. No, I was wrong. I was totally wrong on that. Oh, okay. Thanks, Buff Pumpkin.
This story is false and wrong. Sky was doctored. Moon is safe. This is a fake outrage established by far extremists.
I'm home. Yo, how was your day? Like always, boring.
Feel sleepy right now.
Have you found a job yet?
I haven't searched yet.
It would be good if you took it seriously, because I didn't go on my own just to be flooded with flatmates. Don't get me wrong, but it's unhealthy to live with family and roommates under the same roof.
Dude, but I'm your brother.
I know, but don't expect to live here for half a year or longer.
But what about me?
What are you doing here?
I moved in.
He had nowhere to live, so I took him in.
Like the good old times. We will sit on the balcony and just chill all day.
Great, another parasite living out of my generosity.
Hey, it's not my fault that there is no need for people with my skills in the current job market.
Maybe you should get a different set of skills.
Where? In school?
Yes.
Okay, I'll get the skills right after you get fulfilled at your work.
You heard what happened last night.
Well, that's rough. I wonder what will happen to us now?
On TV they say it's a gas explosion.
Gas explosion on the moon?
I tell you that it is the reptilians who are fighting for the supremacy over the human race.
It would be nice if they were but the aliens from the planet of sluts.
How low do you have to fall to think that the only way you can get into a relationship is with aliens?
Hey, you can always dream. But hypothetically, if they were aliens, wouldn't you want to?
It depends on what they would look like.
Well, just like us.
It is impossible for the aliens to look exactly like us. They would have to be at least green or gray. But I don't know if I'd like to do this with someone who looks like a Shrek.
I wonder if Matthew would have kicked us out of the house if he could live with some alien chick.
Maybe we'll ask him? Matthew? Matthew, I'm talking to you.
He is someplace else, friends.
Do you have someone?
No.
Dude, you look like on some drug or something.
I was just wondering. Let's say your colleague knows a girl and he feels something for her, but they can't be together.
Why?
It doesn't matter.
Why not?
And then one day their paths diverged. After years you meet again, only she is engaged.
Engaged or married?
Engaged, but she uses marriage as a synonymous for some reason, but that's not a point, so you can get back together again and form a good relationship. What would you do?
If I were this colleague, I would not do anything.
That's just wrong.
And most importantly, I would never let his best mates have to live under a bridge just because of some girl.
Bros before hoes.
It's not about me.
Of course not.
This story is very touching, but we know it's about you.
You stupid mother quacker.
It's about Sarah.
No, it's not.
You and I both know that only relationship that you had was with that girl. Am I right?
Sarah is married.
No, she's just engaged.
And you want to cuck some poor bastard just because you cannot let go of some girl that talked to you in grade school?
She's probably fat now.
No, she is not.
So you just tracked down her social media like some weirdo and you told her that you want to meet.
She wrote to me first and we will meet each other on Friday.
So you going on a date with an engaged woman?
We just going to talk.
And who is her husband? You have to be careful, because if he is some big dude, then you might have a problem.
It's David.
The high school guy. From one school lover to another. She is more autistic than you are.
He was the big guy in a high school, right?
He's hefty now.
You see, that's the reason.
What do you mean?
You do not know?
No, I do not know.
You're such a dum-dum. Tell him.
You used to be nobody, right?
You can say that.
He earned a lot, or at least something, because if you live with your parents and do not pay for anything, the salary below the national average seems enormous. She was an impressionable high school girl that can be persuaded by trinkets and shoes. And you were an ordinary penniless rascal, and he had the advantage of being higher on the social ladder. Now she started earning money. She quickly realized that his perks are now worth nothing. His financial independence has no value to her. I don't know. Maybe she even earns more than he does in his daddy workshop and she is now looking for a better option.
Could be.
Look at you. Good office job, little bit on a wage side, but still. She decided to change the model for a better, younger one without a beer belly.
Well, people can just stop forming a relationship for any reason. I don't see anything wrong with that.
You know nothing, do you? But well be it. Go meet her, talk to her, investigate, and then you will understand.
I take it this is all being read by different computer, computer generated voices. I have it's all text to speech. Yeah. My husband listened to the book he wrote over and over and over on his phone, and he just highlighted the whole thing, and because he wanted to hear it being read to him and all that. But yeah, this is pretty
interesting. When she starts whining to you that he doesn't pay attention to the relationship, that it used to be better, then you will know the typical female tactic for a backup guy, who, unfortunately, will be you.
Remember, no simping is allowed in this house.
But this is my home and I make the rules here.
We
no
have 1 to 2
simping
votes.
is allowed.
Unfortunately for you,
Now
I do
okay,
not believe
Buff
in
Pumpkin,
democracy.
Now I see what you're saying. Oh, wow. Hydrate. She's pretty cute. Yeah, she's real cute for a cartoon. Wow. What? Oh my.
Are you back already? What time is it?
So?
You can always sleep on a folding bed.
I know, but I don't know how to unfold it.
So how did it go?
Without any surprise, we talked without awkward pauses. I told her about my life, she told me about hers.
And what?
Nothing. As usual, nothing.
So she won't move in here?
No.
Nice.
Don't worry, you will find someone else.
Where? At work? Among the old boomers?
You can always write to some random chick on the internet.
You'd better be off finding someone on a grinder. At
On a
least then you
Grindr.
wouldn't be disappointed by any surprise.
Well, this is what my life is like. I devoted myself to work, deluded myself that I am collecting capital for an easier future, and now it is probably too late for me.
Hope it was worth it, bro.
I don't even know what to say.
Say nothing. This is the end.
Yeah, that was, I mean, that was kind of a bummer. And I think that there's a really good there's a probably a few good lessons in that. And I know that a lot of times it kind of feels a little easier said than done. I think most of the time it feels that way, especially because we do live in this society that has basically monetized everything and profits off of everything, and it's real unfortunate. And so most of us are just out there kind of selling our time for money. And what he said, for some, convinced himself of like some sort of stable future inside of like, selling his soul to that devil, right? And when I watch something like that, I'm really, really, really grateful for the path that I chose, because I chose a really much more difficult path than just getting, I don't want to say just getting a job, because that it takes something to, like get a corporate job and enjoy it and work your way up. I mean, it really, I have friends who do it, and it's kind of a rat race, and I'm glad that I don't do it. I don't think that I'm cut out for that kind of life. And I just move around way too much. Even now I feel a little too cooped up. Because I used to, go all over the city for my appointments, and I'd be by bike, and it was just really glorious. And yeah, and I've owned my own business for so long, and I've just always done what I love to do. And so when I watch that, I am really, really grateful that a young Kira said, you know what, I think I'm going to do this my way. And it was really hard for a long time. And if I'm being real honest, like I'm still not where I want to be. And I ended up getting married to someone who makes a decent amount of money doing a job that does not jazz him, and so, and even watching him, and he has all the time off you want. We have like Cadillac health insurance. It's the first time I've ever had health insurance as an adult, and I've been an adult for long enough that's a long time. And yeah, it's real. It's real out there, and there's a lot of like comfort that you trade when you're doing your own thing. And I commend people for making a choice. And for me, I'm just like, did you make a choice? Are you stepping fully into it? And way to go, because yeah, it's not, humaning is just like, it's just not that easy. And I think that I'm pretty keen, and I'm a good communicator, and I have a clear like train of thought and all of that, and I still have so many like fucking blocks and barriers that I'm constantly like wrestling with. And I think that's just normal, and that all of us, it looks a different way for all of us. But yeah. So let's see here. Let me catch up with the chat here. So Tindy says, remember chat, get that Sigma male grind set and get topped on Grindr to show off to the rest the real way to live. Best way to get women is to get men first. Was it supposed to feel like a meme, Redeemer, do you think? These are different tones in some of his videos. I recommend it, honestly. In my opinion, people shouldn't feel any more inclined to have to get a girlfriend or boyfriend than they should be to find a meaning in life. Yeah, absolutely. Or just to have like really deep relationships with people, always remember to try to enjoy the ride. If you're only looking for a romantic partner to complete your life, then you don't need a romantic partner. You need self-assessment, because you should want a relationship. Yeah, absolutely. One of the things that I loved so much, and one of the reasons I decided that my husband was a good person to marry, among many, many, many things, was that I never got the sense that he needed me. I was just like, if I left him tomorrow, we have a kid together, I know if I walked out the door tomorrow, he would be fine. Would he be really sad? Yes. Would he be pissed at me? Yes. But he would be fine. He would not lose it. He would not none of that, right? And that felt really secure to me. And he felt the same way about me. Because like we both have such full lives. His job isn't fulfilling necessarily to him, but he does so many other things. Like I said, he wrote a book, and he writes a lot, and just a really, really amazing social life. Life is a ride, and there are many, many, many ways to enjoy it. Look where you are now, Kira. You must have gone a long way since you are still here. Congratulations. No shit. And I'm like, and really, I have a fairy tale dream, and I still wake up some mornings and I'm just like, fuck this, right? So I just can't even imagine having to get up and go do something that I not even that I hate, that I'm not lit up by. You shouldn't need to have to find meaning to life, because life should be its own meaning, and that you should give yourself a reason to live. Yeah, I mean, I think that is a meaning you could assess to life. Like I agree with you that meaning can be so different for so many people. Eventually people have to trade smaller things for better livings, but we aren't there yet. Yeah, and we should strive to get to the next. Well, I really think, Redeemer, that we need to move into a really solid period of degrowth, personally. I have had a lifelong dream of, you know, having a multi-million-dollar business. And it's been a lifelong dream. And honestly, like at this point, just because being consumed in that has not been good for my productivity. So I've started to have to let that go. But also just like, I think it was sucking away so much of like, pardon me, so much of the joy I was getting out of what I was doing every day. I help people get out of chronic pain. People come to me with pain they've had their entire lives. And within a few weeks, I can get them out of that pain. I wouldn't say I'm 100% by any stretch. I would say I'm a solid 80, 85%. You know? And so I was really, whenever I was focusing on money, I was like, it really took away from, you know, what actually inspires me to do the job that I do. And then just being with community, right? So, no, it wasn't meant to feel like a meme, but you can interpret it as you may. I mean, leave the house or live the life. It's okay. You and your husband don't feel the need to have each other. You and your husband don't feel the need to have each other be puzzle pieces, but that you are instead a relationship. Yeah, absolutely. We're equal partners. Like, I trust him 100%. I have this thing where, like, nobody can do anything as good as me. I'm like, I'll just do it myself. I'm gonna do it better anyway. Like, I wouldn't say that out loud, right? But I totally trust him. Not that he would do things the way that I do them, because he doesn't. But I just mean like decision making, like the way that he processes things. Like I feel like really solidly grounded that like he is an equal partner to me. This is a video of those motivation channels that can be too corny or silly, but I really liked come back to it from time to time. Oh, okay, cool, Buff Pumpkin, thank you. Repostedly, thank you. Oh, it must have been up at the top. Cool, Al Ferris says, I will get to that for sure. Is the first voice heard someone who I respect and enjoy the lectures of? I've heard of Jordan Peterson a bunch, but I haven't listened to much of anything that he said. That's how you know you have a healthy relationship. Yeah, bring your husband. No, Buff Pumpkin. Okay, no, bring my husband to react to me. That's why I'm trying to get this set up at my house. First of all, my husband is hilarious, and he's so many things. He's so many things, but he's just fucking ridiculous and goofy and a total asshole. Like, he's just got a great perspective on things. Totally. That's totally my plan. And I already stream my workouts on Facebook right now. And I was thinking, like, if I have this set up at my house, I can stream my workouts on Twitch for Chicago Plays, you know? And so, or set up my own fitness channel, right? Whatever it is I want to do, and however the schedule ends up being for all of the other streamers. But yeah, totally, Buff Pumpkin. You are reading my mind. Cool Whip. I love how I've just been dancing like a maniac in my room, and then I happen to see your stream. What up? Cool Whip, you rock. I have some more music queued up for coming up, I think. So perfect. Also the Super Paper Mario vids I posted, like I said, in case you missed it, but you're catch up on the lore of Count Black's minions, since you wanted to know their stories, and I promise I shared those 2 weeks ago. Is he gonna work out with you? Oh yeah. We kick our asses. So on Sunday, he always makes up our workout, and it's always outrageous. It's always ridiculous. And it's so hard. He's insane. The last one was like, the idea was really, really, really good. It was every 5 minutes on the minute, and it was 2 different exercises. No, it was 3 different exercises. 2 of them were weight bearing, and 1 was a cardio. And it was fucking hell. Gave us about a minute break, but we had to book it to get that minute break. It sucked so hard. And so I'm just like, and I have exercise-induced panic attacks, and so every now and again I just have to kind of like freak out because my system is just getting like wild. So, no, Redeemer, I think I'm going to need to get a different computer because my laptop doesn't have enough space on it. So I either have to like empty a bunch of space, but I do so much work from that laptop that I don't think that's a good idea. I think I got to get a different computer. They said that laptops aren't good ones to do that with. But I want to be able to move it around too. So I'm a little stuck right now, and I'll figure it out. I will do what I can. Okay, so I'm thinking what I'm going to do next is I think I'm going to do whoopsie doopsie. I think I'm going to do one more. I'm finding the title Super Paper Mario Musical Bites. Mimi the Shapeshifter. Yes, okay, yes. And go over there. Let me make sure. Yeah, Cool Whip. That's what's going on right now. And actually, Alfair says so that I don't lose yours, I'm going to go ahead and put it up so that, because you know what, I should just do what I did last time because it worked really, really well. So I'll start doing that. Okay, so here we go.
Who's that little girl looking sweet as can be? Who with the effervescent personality? It consumes your life wondering who is she? Let me tell you, I'm just Mimi, I am the one making boys go crazy. I am the one holding them in slavery. So long, cutie pie, now you belong to me. 'Cause I can be anything.
Peach gonna kick her ass. Oh, wowie zowie. That's frightening. Come on. Come on. Oh, she like slid right down that. Wowie zowie. Oh my goodness. I kind of love this this villain. Princess Peach, right? I wasn't wrong on that. I hope not. It would have been embarrassing, I tell you. All right, my friends, I'm back. I'm wondering. I thought that I had I see why that's happening. Okay. It's two different browsers. I'm a genius, y'all. I'm a total and utter genius. I don't know why it wouldn't just be opening on what I got open over here. That's really strange. Okay. Fine, you do that. No problem for me. Okay, cool. And I'm going to just put these up in Le Queue here so that I don't have to keep scrolling up. Duh, that's what I did last week, and it was awesome. And I didn't have to do this, like, hold on, everybody, let me scroll through. Like, oh my goodness, what a waste of time that is. I hope that. Okay, cool. Even though I'm doing it now, but that's okay. That's okay. It's a one and done kind of a deal, y'all. Buff Pumpkin all over the requests tonight. And I'll just be kind of toggling and, going all over the place just so that everybody gets a little piece of the request action. Cool. So my PC is kind of old, so it can't handle me playing games while watching a Twitch stream on the side. Yeah, so I mean the setup in here is incredible, quite honestly. And so when the engineer that set everything up in here came to my place, and he started kind of tinkering around, he was just like, "Oh, you need way more memory." And I thought about it, and I know there's a lot on my computer I need to delete, so that's not a thing I'm not gonna do. And I think I'm realizing, like, oh, I think I need a totally different setup, and I'm pretty sure I can do that. It's just gonna take something a little more. Oh, it's 3D, so it's even worse. Oh, really? Oh, God. 3D kind of like, it's awesome, and it kind of weirds me out. Friday night, Dynamite Nick. What's going on, my friend? Welcome to the stream. No maidens. Have you tried Elden Ring, Kira? She's a very curious story. You might have noticed gear sticking out of her head in that last pick. Oh, okay. Execution is Fun by Tardigrade Inferno. Of course, I've never heard of it. I don't know why I need to tell you guys that. Totally different vibe, but have you ever listened to grime music from the UK? I probably have, actually, Cool Whip. And I'm guessing that it's a genre you like. I would love to hear it. I mean, definitely share. I'm going to be sharing. Actually, I think I ought to do that. I told another friend of mine, well, it's somebody that I worked on a political campaign with a couple years ago. He writes his own music, and this video I think is pretty simple. Like, I think it's just the lyrics to the song, so I don't think it's anything special in that regard. But it is a Chicago artist. And I would love to be sharing those intermittently as well. And that I want to make sure that I had it up before, but it went away for some reason. So let me make sure to get that up as well here. Cool. Perfect. Yeah, because I would love to share a little bit of authentic Chicago artistry as well. And so thanks, Cool Whip, for reminding me of that. And feel free to share, like, genres of music. I love music, and I am not horribly picky. Only one more of those bites after the next one, hoping we can cover them all tonight before you forget the other. Redeemer, you already are getting to know me really well. Yeah. Maybe it's the sweet-sounding music mixed with some somewhat menacing lyrics, but I'm not gonna, since I'm still garbage at audio mixing. Tempted to throw in another, of your videos. Dynamite Nick, why did your name text color changed? What the heck? Kira adds that random spin to the request so no one can claim bias. Woo! Yes, you have figured me out, Tindy. You have figured me out. I'm like, zoink, 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 zoink. Okay, we're going random. But yeah, we never get an explanation for the gears in Mimi's head, but I can only assume she's a robot. Yeah, no, that's what came off for me, was that she was just really robotic and like basically an AI. Most other games I work while watching a Twitch stream. Yeah. Isn't grime music like emo British music? Is it? I mean, I of course I knew American Grime because I lived in America during that time. So, Big Narsty is an old legend in the UK garage and grime scene. He's very unique and is more of a storyteller. Okay, Big Narsty. I like that name. Now I'm gonna throw in an Animal Crossing animation since I've been obsessively been playing New Leaf. Cool music. All I can think is the Frostpunk soundtrack. Big Narsty's fire. All right, we'll throw that on. Get. I said get. Okay, cool. All right, here we go. What? Oh, it's over here. I'm starting to figure it all out, y'all. Nick changed his name color. It's something you can do. Redeemer's like, not impressed. And I'm like, whoa, you're blowing my mind over here. I think I'm probably full on videos. Nugget plays games. Good day, Kira. What's going on, Nugget? Click your profile at the identity. All of this is new to me, you guys. So the moment you change your name color, it's like you're a different person to me. To change your name color, you just click yourself and just, okay. If you're PC, just click the star. Oh, okay. My name on Twitch is really boring. It's you guys all have like really fun little like thingies. I don't even know what they're called. Badges. I don't know what they're called. I just work here. Okay. Here we go. That is from an epic classic movie called Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. By the way, you guys want a little throwback? Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure is probably one of my all-time favorite movies. All right. So this is Mike Specs. I worked with him. Not like where I got paid kind of a job. I volunteered with him on a campaign. I like how he worked. Yeah, I volunteered. I do a lot of volunteer stuff. And he is a Chicago artist. So let's go ahead and take a listen, take a gander at what he's got to share with us.
Forget all your stresses and all your pains. Meditate deep and just let the record play. Lesson to break every day, it's my destiny. To free your mind with a rhyme, get in your brains. Ever since I was born, I was indoctrinated by the doctrine inside this dollar nation. So I transform my thoughts into bombs detonated. Spit it critically acclaiming monster God, amazing. Stop stressing nonsense, get on the dance floor. Live life well, show love, stand strong. Ever since 95, I've rep for that long. Always bring back real hip-hop in these rap songs. Free my
what is this, chill rap? Yeah, totally.
Seize the time, I seize the day. Cause without struggle, there's no progress and change. And without hustle, everything gonna be the same. Turn off your radio and your lying TV. Always telling you how life's supposed to be. Design a clone ship, high-tech mind control machines. But still I hold on to my hopes and my microphone dreams. Just a nobody, still I praise God. From Chicago, get your gang bang on. Radio always playing.
Gang banging in Chicago. Where are those parties? Yeah, this is like chill hip hop. It's I kind of dig it. Like I can imagine like driving down like a highway road or like in the hills in LA or whatever, and just like in a convertible, my hair blown back, listening to this shit.
You know where this time, your men, women, and your children. So go tell them to open up they mind and listen. Time to crash this vicious, wicked, lying capitalistic system. Spitting divine wisdom, my ancestors told me. Share the same timeless vision as the OGs. Not signed to clear channel to Sony. Nope, no strings attached to your homie. Got my own voice, I don't need to conform with social norms that keep us all we can pour. Norm even more. Raw each raw MC like something you never seen before. Now some might say that my rap is simple, but I might say something that stabs you in the mental. Cause I'm beyond your mental and the instrumental. Every time I pick up a pad or pencil, it's monumental, historical. It's an oratory rap oracle. What they do to hip hop is sad and horrible. That shit you spit is quite trash and deplorable. But I smashed the rap game with my master metaphorical.
Oh yeah, I can get into that. Hell yeah, I need to listen to this. This song brings my heart rate down. I kind of like it, and then the lyrics are like, really like, oh yeah, that's all true. I am being lied to by the government. Oh shit, will that get me shut down?
Like from the motherfucking streets to the shine, bumping them beats that make you feel fine when you feel like you don't wanna be alive. Suicide like homies locked behind the bars, knocked on your Wall Street and you're lying lies. My revolution bring an end to your feudal wars, cause my lines incredible, hawk walking through the walls into unknown parallel dimensions. Never die with the rhymes that I mention. Leave MCs bisected, dissected with my design and timeless cipher lessons. Be the best I could be, all I be. Microphone checks, man, that's all I see. I wanna be a rich man, not it's all greed.
Yeah.
The beat is so nice, man, that's all I need. When I'm in the lab, fake MCs splicing, beat your team, plus Saget and I'm Bison. Street fighting, MC siphon, always free your mind with my supreme writing.
Free your mind, relax and just enjoy.
The hook's good. I already know it. That's like, I mean, that's the real test, right?
Free your mind, relax and just enjoy your time. Free your mind, free your mind, free your mind, free your mind.
Yeah. Good job, Mike.
Free your mind, free your mind, free your mind. Free your mind, relax and just enjoy your time. Free your mind, relax and just enjoy your time. Free your mind, relax and just enjoy your time. Free your mind, relax and just enjoy your time.
Oh man, that's interesting. That's an interesting song. I love the I almost love the mixed messaging of it. Maybe I missed a little something in it, but I don't think I did. You know, the lyrics being so I don't think that the lyrics are fatalistic. I think that they are a little they're just really political and straightforward, and they definitely take a political stance and perspective that isn't favorable. And then to go on and say, well, yeah, free your mind, relax, just enjoy your time. Just enjoy your time, man, right? Like, oh, interesting. And I mean, and you know, if there's anything different that you got from that, definitely share it with me, because I would love to hear if there was anything, yeah, like I said, different for you. Let's see here. I'm gonna catch up with the chat. Social norms were a currency you'd have to sell off your house just to pay the debt possessing them gives you. They are worth less than jack shit. Yeah, okay, good. Just like, thank you, Redeemer. I get really nervous because I just hear so, and I'm probably really honestly like the least in the loop about what people are actually getting, you know, banned and censored for. So I just approach it like I'm just so offensive that I'm gonna get censored, you know, and so it's just like an ongoing worry because I hear about it all the time. Oh yeah, I might be getting a job at a local hobby store. Yay, I'm not gonna have to work at McDonald's. Woohoo! A local hobby store, that sounds like fun. Do you do, like, what kind of hobbying do you do? At least it'll be a job I can be happy with. Well, and it sounds, yeah, absolutely. If it's something, especially like, you know, the types of hobby, because there's so many hobbies. Like when you say hobby store, I'm thinking of something like Hobby Lobby, but I think I might just be thinking of Hobby Lobby because it has the word hobby in it. Is that like the case? I don't know. But I'm glad I got to watch Mike's video now and with all of you. We're hydrating. Everybody hydrate. Everybody hydrate now. Dynamite Nick, I'm into D&D 100%. I actually just got asked to do a one-off game in 2 weeks, and I'm available for it, and I'm like amped about it because I love D&D. And I used to play it when I was really young because my brother was really into it. He's 7 years older than me, and he didn't have a lot of friends. So I played it. I played it when I was really little, and then I kind of dipped my toe back into it a few years ago, and it was really fun. And then I just kind of like worked nonstop, and now I'm in an ongoing campaign. And somebody just asked me to do like a one-off, and I kind of feel special about it. I'm like, I am such a fun D&D player. Of course you'd want me in there. Magic the Gathering, I bet. Matt, is that the card game? I wonder about that, because what I love about D&D is like the full creativity that it allots you. Yeah, fellow 40K fan. Let the memes begin. Alfera says, you also changed the color of your name. Yep. You meeting? Yeah, MTG is the card game. Yep, totally. All right, y'all. I think it's about time for another video. All right, let's party with Deutschland Music Box. Oh, did I? Hold on. Times. Oh. I wasn't ready. Okay. Alpharasis, I know, right? Oh, that's horrible. Okay, well, that's what that song sounds like. And now we know. And knowing is half the battle. Truly, truly. Okay, so let's go over here. Shit together, we're getting my shit together. Yeah. There we go. Ski. I wanted to get this third one in here because yes, I am forgetful. It's the least dark video I had, so says Alpharasis. Wow. I'm gonna have to introduce you to some videos because I know lots about cats and I know lots about really dorky exercise. So you have 2 of that knife door vid or whatever. Yes, thank you, Redeemer. And Redeemer already like totally gets my level of forgetfulness. I appreciate it very much. All right. Here we go. And so many of the people who actually work with me do, and I really appreciate it. I take notes on everything. Okay, so this is Super Paper Mario Musical Bites. Boom.
Don't make waves and stay in line.
Ooh, I like it.
Everything will be fine. Follow the count's design. Your will is mine. Add the memo to the plan. Pencil in this new command. Sit tight while I scrap your brain. That would be great. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Don't make waves and stay in line. Everything will be fine. Follow.
I kind of like it when the bad guy is a lady. I think I have there's a certain special place in my heart for bad lady guys. This is so much like the meme one that this song is.
The evil you think it would be. I had my freedom taken from me. Now that it's over, I'm once again free. Free to sit back, watch the end of all things. Who am I to talk of what he lost? To try and stop destiny. You won't hear complaints from me. Don't make waves and stay in line. Everything will be fine.
Okay. Their eyes aren't normally red. She's got them hypnotized. They're normally Bowser's.
Your will is mine. Add the memo to the plan. Pencil in this new command. Sit tight while I scrub your brain. That would be great.
Okay.
Thanks. Don't make waves and stay in line.
Good line.
Everything
will be fine. Everything's fine.
Follow the count's design. Raise your voice, make a shout. 3 cheers for the count. Your will is mine. Everything falls into place. Schedule's full, you'll have to wait. Everything is looking great for Annihilation's day. Everything falls into place. Schedule's full, you'll have to wait. Everything is looking great for Annihilation.
I love it so good.
Everything will be fine. Follow the count's design. Follow the count's design. It's not the evil you think it would be. I remember when he was up here. Now that we're here, I know nothing but pain. For all that I do, I can't reach to his brain. Who am I to remember the time?
I'm a weirdo that like comes to songs I don't know, so that's bothersome to anybody. Too bad. Blah, blah. So were all of those minions in that case? The three that we watched in regard to the Super Paper Mario musical bites? He literally saying black. Oh, okay, got it. It's not like blech, right? Yeah, as you just saw there, she had them capture Luigi because she's hypnotized him too. Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. We watched Mr. L. So since I was actually painting my Space Marines, I want to show a Midwinter Minis video. Okay, well, share away. I'm going to go ahead and go over to the other browser because that is where everything is. This is the one that Cool Whip requested, and I think that I'm going to go over here because I'm super curious. I want to hear this big nasty, okay? I'm very excited. I hope I love it. So here we go. Oh, and I hope if you're not easily offended, please. I'm not easily offended, and I want to give anybody an opportunity to leave if they get offended. I don't know what's going to be offensive, and if I feel like it is too much for me, or for me to be comfortable with, I'll stop it. Sound good? Here we go.
I know you're gonna dig this.
Oh yeah, perfect. You know what time is when you hear this, right? Let's get ready to rumble!
Nothing seemed certain. Nothing seemed working. I was daydreaming, smoking weed out the curtain. Looking at my baby like raw. I'm just a burden.
Says Big Nasty, a rapper, underneath my face there.
Working. I feel confused because the works that I am working, I cannot see the rewards I am deserving. It's big decisions, fam, and I am not certain. But in the lion's den, you cannot be nervous. Maintain my purpose, kept it original, nothing but workers. Only a zookeeper can handle the circus. After burst the pipe, they knew it was curtains. Marine Corps, my niggas kept chill like Gurkhas. Brixton, Midsummer murders. Got to the top of it with no Sherpas. Serving more than a servant. Out here being more than observant. Surrounded by tin men and vermin. My past and future is definitely not certain. But Eminem style, gee, you know I will close man's curtain. My top came from Marks and Spencer's. This never came from Burton. Banana clip for monkeys. One away whips in country. The flow's like weed with the munchies. Who's sitting on the wall, blood? Up to the fool. Playing Humpty Dumpty. You are in the presence of a gorilla. I am far from a monkey. BDO. Man, eating right. Here's the Snickers. You ain't the same when you're hungry. Man, the hands what feed them. Grab man's ankles, drag him to the bottom of the sea. Welcome to where I live, the deep end. I only fuck with you when I'm high, like the fucking weekend.
Holy shit, this makes me want to rip my clothes off.
Making calls to Maypen, try to put something big in motion. March the Shadoshi, respect the dojo. Come, mate, release the omen.
My God,
stands alone like Bingy. I am the child what is chosen. Days of cameo, keeping it grimy. Days of Logan, been around for a moment. Lone Wolf, here's the return of the Shogun. Death to any opponent. Grime is a feeling cool in the essence.
This song is so good.
What the fuck? I am lyrically fat like sumo for the MC like judo. I've been the boss since Hugo. Please don't feed the animals. This ain't a normal place.
Oh, can you get a headphone on here?
Bro, aliens, blue. Got the team is on Pluto. I was going through pain that was happening. Back to the same old traveling, getting nicked on a random thing. Label started to have enough, saying this you is mad, they can't handle it. They couldn't see what I see because I am the king. Stop talking about bass and the phone will ring. Game over, not by the ears of a chili chin chin.
I said I want to rip my clothes off and Kit comes running in.
I didn't mean, no, I'm not perverted like that. How dare you? How dare you?
BDL, history in the making. When that burner starts to spin and an angel gets his wings, I ain't scared of anything. Embrace the pain, cause I've been blessed in every way. And I woke up again today. I'm not in jail or in the grave.
No, I'm not perverted. I just said something. I just don't react. Hey, what's up, folks? 1 p.m. tomorrow. I'm joining.
You are an animal, bro.
Live stream.
You are an animal.
Let me pause this for a minute. Okay, and we'll go to camera two. Camera 2 over here.
Oh shoot. Hey. Oh boy.
I know. I use a different light than the overhead light.
Hey everyone. At 1 p.m. we're gonna go ahead and attack a Space Hulk. That's all I'm gonna say.
Tomorrow,
1 p.m. Central Standard Time. The Emperor protects. We're gonna kill up some fucking Tyranids. That's what we're gonna do. That's what the fuck we're gonna do. The Emperor protects. We're fucking them up. We're not fucking around. We're not fucking around. Anyways, I gotta get. Out of here. Love you all, folks. Bye bye. All right, I gotta get back to work. All right. All right. Sorry to bother you, Kira.
You better be sorry. Sorry. That lighting is way better. Holy buckets. All right. All right, so hello. 20 minutes long. I know, Redeemer. I will probably either watch it in bits. I might go and show it to my husband because it is really good. And thank you, Cool Whip. I was just super curious about this when you were talking about it in the chat. And man, that lit me up. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what's I'll see if I can find good breaks with this because I think that I would like to intersperse this throughout because man, it's just like turns me on. Holy buckets.
Bro. Nah, I'm serious, bro. I swear. I sit there and talk you one of my favorite you are. Like I listen to your thing and I get gassed.
Come on, man.
And then you come and you find a booth and you get me gassed. I was dancing in that day.
You know what I'm really bad with? Accents. I'm like, oh, I wish there was closed caption. Oh, yeah, there probably is. Here we go. Boom. Like, I don't know what they're saying.
They got Ripper on production, innit? Come on, man.
Mad thing.
Spanking. I'm going to take you on a journey right now. This one's a journey.
We going again, yeah?
Yeah, man.
Oh, that's not helpful. This is not helpful at all, the closed caption. Okay, so he's going to go into another song here soon. I'll keep it up. We'll just do some intersplicing because it is a long video, and boy, oh boy, was that lovely to watch. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that jazzed me. Okay. So let me get myself together here. Let's see. Oh yeah, and then Twick. Narsty making. Oh, also damn Narsty making Kira act up. Kit. God damn it, Nightbot. Wait, I actually added a timestamp too. Hi, kids. Everybody says hello. Turns you on, and here I thought saying that he was making your panties drop would be going too far, but apparently not. No, totally making the panties drop, man. That's good shit. Awesome. I can turn off Nightbot. Oh my, for the love of God, please leave me alone. Please leave me alone, Nightbot. Okay. Go back over. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, 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 meow. Oh, it started. It's so random whether it starts or not.
These women are on the hunt.
Oh, hold on.
Not just.
So the true cost of the human hair trade. Oh, okay. Okay.
These women are on the hunt for hair. Not just any hair, though. Ideally, it needs to be long and undyed. Nguyen Thi Van travels more than 50 miles a day through the streets of Hanoi. This client sold 2 years of growth for just $7. But how does hair that costs as little as $7 in Vietnam end up selling for thousands in salons around the world? We went to the streets of Vietnam to investigate this global business. Nguyen Thi Van attracts clients with a recorded broadcast.
Thì nó cũng vất vả, đi trên đường thì nó cũng vất vả, nắng mưa thì nó cũng vất vả chứ.
She quit her job as a mosaic worker nearly a decade ago.
Thấy các chị em ở nhà ở làng đó thì là đi thì là cũng đi, thì là cũng đi kiếm cũng được thì là cũng đi thôi, đi từ ngày đấy.
Now, Nguyen earns up to $300 a month. That's a bit more than the average income in Vietnam. She decides how much to offer based on the seller's age, the length, texture, color of their hair, and whether it's been dyed. Nguyen regularly stops by hair salons. If they have clippings that are at least 4 inches long, she makes an offer.
Mấy cả nó ngắn thì mua thì phải rẻ hơn ở dân. Ở dân là tóc nó dài, mấy cả nó đen nó không bị nhuộm ý, thì là mình về mình bán được đắt hơn, thì là mình mua đắt hơn.
She bought this hair for about $2 and sold it for about $4. Today, Nguyen is buying hair from Vũ Thị Tham at her home.
Tôi chỉ đi bán rau, sáng đi ra chợ sớm để mua buôn bán lẻ, kiếm mấy đồng về nuôi các cháu. Tôi hôm nay cắt tóc bán là đóng học cho cháu thiếu tiền.
It took her 2 years to grow her hair this long, but the bundle was shorter than last time.
Mỗi năm thì cắt được nhiều, nhưng năm nay để cắt ngang nó rẻ hơn, thiếu được có 150.000 mỗi.
I'm not particularly attached.
Chị thì hỏi người ta thì người ta chỉ bảo là
But to be fair,
làm tóc để độ thôi, còn chị không hiểu rõ.
Nguyen told Insider she sold the hair to a buying agent for $11 and said her markup is between 20% and 50%.
It's a completely unregulated
cut it off short
industry
again.
for
I go
a start, so
between
there's
very
no
long
sort of
and very short.
Who decides what the value of hair is? So generally it's the person who's buying the hair who's trying to get it for as cheap a cost as possible.
Emma Tarlow is a professor of anthropology who has studied the global
Good
hair
question.
trade.
So, do I like my hair shorter or longer? Well, I love them. I love it both ways for different reasons. So, shorter is so convenient. So, I teach fitness. I also used to ride my bike everywhere, and having just short hair, no hair, is just so easy, and I loved it. I loved it, and I loved in the summertime, like having like the breeze on my neck. So good, feels so good. With long hair, I look really great in hats. I know that seems like a really silly thing, but in Chicago, especially in the winter, we wear a lot of hats. And so to not look that good in hats, because I don't look good in hats in short hair, and I do look good in hats in long hair. And then also there is something about long hair that's just like really like feminine and beautiful and pretty to look at. And I still have like all my natural hair color. Like I don't dye my hair. I always donate my hair when I chop it off, and it's always a long ass, ponytail. So yeah. I like it short too as a dude, and sides shaved for the summer, right? Ugh. Like dudes in the summertime with beards, I'm like, how are you doing that? I always like having long hair. It says Dynamite Nick. My family may not like it, but I always will have it long. Yeah, you know what length I hate? This length. This length I hate. This mid-length like bullshit. I'm in an outgrowth phase, and I mean, it looks okay. It's starting to get like into the world of long. Oh, thanks, Redeemer. See, I think I look better with my hair back. It's really funny. Yes, I have very luxurious hair. And that's probably why when I watch this, I'm just like, because it's like I just don't do a lot with my hair. I do, as many of you know, the same thing over and over every single day. I offer $4, my max. That's hilarious. I could probably get a decent amount for my hair. I usually just give it away because I'm just like, I don't even know, like, I wouldn't even know where to look, and I'm not interested in doing the research. Yeah, because that's the kind of person I am. Like, I get these, like, settlement things from, like, big companies. Like, I just got one from Zoom because Zoom was doing something that was negligent and allowed a breach of data, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, do you want to be a part of this settlement? And I was like, not really. It sounds like a lot of work. And it's probably not a lot of work, but it's probably not a lot of payout either. Oh, let's be real. Okay, that was a bit tangential. Oh, let's hit it.
It's such an incredibly intimate fiber. It's actually a body part, but it's also a body product at the same time. And I was fascinated how something that is so intimate could actually be commodified and travel around the world and end up on the head of somebody else.
Vietnam exported $7.6 million worth of hair products like wigs and weaves in 2019. That's almost nothing compared to China, where exports added up to more than $1 billion. China is also one of the most controversial markets. In 2020, U.S. Customs and Border Protection seized shipments of hair extensions from the country in response to allegations of forced labor by the U.S. government. This company markets its products as ethical because it pays good wages and doesn't use forced labor. Director Phan Thi Thuy says they pay up to $550 a month, which is above average.
Hiện tại các sản phẩm của chúng tôi là tóc, nguyên liệu tóc làm từ nguyên liệu tự nhiên và được xuất khẩu ra khoảng 70 quốc gia trên thế giới.
The factory only uses human hair, while others mix it with synthetic or animal hair.
I bet they're like,
This is one of the more expensive products in the factory, a 20-inch blonde weft that sells for $105.
Damn.
The factory owner told Insider they charge higher
19D.
prices for products that reflect their responsible practices. The owner said they only buy hair from vendors who have been working with them for more than a decade.
but Fan is aware that many people selling their hair live in poverty.
Đặc biệt là các cái vùng dân tộc thì người phụ nữ buộc phải cắt đi mái tóc của mình.
People don't part with their hair unless they need money, usually, unless, of course, they're parting with it for religious reasons.
That's the case in
Or
India,
just to donate
where
it.
Hindu devotees
And because I like
donate their
both
hair
long
to
hair and short
temples
hair.
that later auction it to factories.
There's this kind of desire for human hair. They want it to be human, but they don't want the human story that goes with the hair, because that human story often involves poverty. Hardship.
Karen Mitchell has been selling hair for more than 15 years.
Although it's mostly Indian hair, but we do sell some imported hair from Malaysia, some European hair in small quantities for my clients who want their Jewish wig, which are called shaitels.
She says she has high-profile clients like Lizzo and Rihanna.
The clientele is very diverse. I mean, I would say it's probably in Manhattan 65 to 70% Black women, but we have a lot of like Caucasian women, Asian women, Hispanic women, Indian women.
Before the pandemic, the value of the global hair trade was growing at around 15% a year. It totaled $1.3 billion
that they love.
in 2019.
I like my
Anything made
hair.
with natural
I
hair is
got pretty
labeled
lucky.
as luxury, and some of her extensions cost up to $2,000.
We sell what's considered to be the Rolls Royce of hair extensions. We sell luxury hair extensions.
Mitchell also sells to hairstylists like Carrie Jolie. She knows which country the hair comes
Hair
from.
bandits,
but
yeah.
That's not it.
For all the techniques that I do, I
Yeah,
always
right.
recommend using the human hair because it lasts longer, durable as far as like in between shampoos, the hair won't tangle as long as it's good quality.
So this will go on the top.
You're investing in, you know, your hair, so you want it to last longer so that you can reuse it and reuse it.
Lorraine Pierre spends up to $200 a month on hair extensions. Real hair lasts longer and feels more natural than plastic, but it comes with a high cost. For Nguyen, it's just business.
Không, tôi chả bao giờ tôi hỏi, tức là người ta gọi thì là mình mua, thì tôi còn chẳng bao giờ hỏi.
Buff Pumpkin says, I currently have insurance on my hair for $100K. Really? Oh, video's over. Wow. That is very interesting. Yeah. So it's I have lots of wigs, but I don't think any of it's real hair. Not for the price I pay for my wigs. There's something. They're probably full of many ingredients. Let's see here. Bat chest is sarcams. Bat chest is sarcams. I'm gonna stop trying to figure it out. All right. Oh, this next video is 34 seconds long, so I think we watch this video, and then I think I need a dance break. Ooh, or we'll watch some more of the Big Nasty. Okay, and I might get up and dance because it's real. Hydrate. Good. All right. So let's watch this thing here.
The Phantom, exterior like fish eggs, interior like suicide wrist rags. I could exercise you, this could be your phys ed. Cheat on your man, homie. I tried to sneak through the door, man. Can't make it, the shit's stuck. Out of my way, son! Door stuck! Door stuck! Please! I beg you! Dad! You're a genuine dick sucker!
Or stuck. Oh, shit.
Yeah, I'm not even scared of pranks.
That is Julio. Okay, so let's go over to the other browser I have open. It's just like at home, man. Okay, so this next. Okay, so I don't, like I said before, I don't actually know these songs that well. I had just made a somewhat long list of like royalty-free dance music that I could always like kind of fall back to if I just need a dance break. Door stuck. Genuine dick sucker. I didn't hear that one at all, actually. Damn it. I wish I wouldn't have closed out of that. Genuine dick sucker. That's funny shit. Okay. Yeah, I love it. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's oh yeah, that's right. Gosh, I am the most short memoried person on the planet, you guys. And I'm so glad that you are still supporting me by viewing this. Because I said I was going to go play the music, and that's not true. I'm going to play Big Narsty here. So let's see what's so. I think I'm going to turn off the closed captioning because it's not helping. Right. So I'll just kind of smile and nod and pretend like I can hear well through thick accents. Okay, here we go.
2003, before grime. UK. Seems a shithole. Like, I ain't really planning. Everyone's looking for the bigger check. You get what I mean? Times like that, ghetto good, girl for good. Long came the fat sweat from Brixton, BDL, Big Nasty. Origins is N-double, first of his name. Trying to push this thing to glory, independently. Come with me. Come with me to victory. BDL Base Defense League. Hey, Charlie Sloth. Let's get him. Yo. Grind battle of Hastings. These niggas are faking. Sellouts get no ratings. Told men to claim their glory. Man's sword and shields are shaking. Now the dragons awaken. King Nasty BDL, first of his name, who held the great king. Perfect. Grime Castle's a shithole. All of the walls are caved in. Only King Nasty and the BDL were the troops remaining. All for one and one for all. Told man keep invading. Uncle Paints, grime releases, I pushed the enemy's gates in. Man said the scene is ours. Scene was under attack, man picked up the white flag and ran for pop music. Fucking cowards. Only help, power, OGs up north, 0121. Traitors will die for treason. These fuckboys can do what? I gave them war. Shit! Bro. Let me announce myself. I am Big Nasty, King of BDL, first of my name, House of Medwin Street, Brixton A. Come on, man.
Everything on Smash. Your paycheck. We don't even gotta talk about it. He's making
that man.
He's making you lose jobs. He's making you lose money. He got everything under control right
what's
now.
going on?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Sorry, bro. I had to go again.
Man.
Let's go again, please.
Let's do it.
Okay, I'm ready.
Like a movie.
That's what it is. 2013, these BG, before grime. Deja vu. The scenes in tyranny. Outsiders. Tight pants and mohawks. And dreams of funky house. And pop music is taking over the scene. Time in peril. Radio stations. Grime raves ain't happening. Promoters don't want to book us. Who will put on a tour independently for the grime? Who will put on a tour? Long live King Nasty. Grand Battle of Hastings. These niggas are faking. Sellouts get no ratings. Told man to claim their glory. Man's sword and shields are shaking. Now the dragons awaken. King Nasty BDL, first of his name, who held the great king. Grime Castle's a shithole. All of the walls are caved in. Only King Nasty and the BDL were the troops remaining. All for one and one for all. Told man keep invading. Uncle Paints, grime releases, I pushed the enemy's gates in. Perfect. Man said the scene is ours. Scene was under attack, you picked up the white flag and ran for pop music. Fucking cowards. Only help, power, OGs. 0121. Traitors will die for treason. You fuckboys can do what? Give them war. Pillage and plunder villages, spread grime across the nation. Gave them a BDL tour. Told my squad to prepare my armor. Only dragons walk on lava. Who has the heart of a martyr? BDL, this is smarter. Perfect. BDL attack. Soldiers ride with me then. Every G you see in BD, they stand right here as free men. When you see these niggas on road, pop their chains and fucking free them. They remind me of slaves. I'll free niggas with bass. R.I.P. the house nigga. Behold the prophecy of the Django. Is it wrong for me to know my worth as a man, bro? I control the zoo, it's the BDO gang, bro. Mosh pits, kangaroos, man can go. I am Lord of the Asbos. I will put man's head on a spike, hang them over the bridges of London. Look inside their soul, there isn't a warrior amongst them. But man, a warrior, take man's head like Cole the Conqueror. On this journey to hell, let's see who will follow you. The night watch begins. Like seatbelts, I'm strapped in. You said retreat, I scream attack. That's why they call me the Mad King. You possess the blood of a mongrel and a heart of a coward. Archers load the wall, give them hell. Victory is ours. Stand here in the face of tyranny. Mohawks and sellouts and tight packs cause breach the walls. Common man across the land, defend these walls. Claim your glory, embrace the iron price. Nasty Baratheon, true king, send them all to the Lord of Light. I will not go quietly. BDO when you mention grime. Hard work and patience multiplied by time. People power, vibes. Shit. Come with me, man. Come on.
But that was
Ooh-wee. That is heavy shit there. It's good shit. Holy buckets. I gotta get this music on my device is what I need to do. Big nasty. Ooh-wee. Well, that was fun. Oh my goodness. I think I do need to stand up though. I kind of got a little bit, I got a little wound up in the lyrics that time. And Dynamite Nick, you shared something, did you not? I do want to make sure that I here's something. Maybe I already have it up here. Oh, it's oh, cute. That's kind of fun. Okay, cool. Wunderbar, darlings. I'm going to hydrate now. And I feel like we're doing a pretty good job. What do I think, Cool Whip? Have you been watching my reaction? Oh my goodness. So good. I absolutely love it. Robot. Which one is Robot Redeemer? Let me make sure that I have it. Oh, got it. Yeah. Totally. I have that one as well. Okay. Groovy, my babies. This so that, again, that I don't lose the connection between all of the characters and all that. Not that I would in a single night, but it's easier for me to keep everything like sort of close together. It's the last of the bites. Okay. Groovy. Okay. Here we go. Let me get the gameplay view on. It's the gameplay view. This is the gameplay view. So we put it on the screen so you guys can see what we're seeing. The gameplay view.
Who's that man you see? Brings his stash so well. Man of mystery, they call me Mr. L. Soaring through the air, I move by leaps and bounds. You're the better beware, cause I know the clown around. Who's behind the mask? Are you afraid to ask?
Narcissist much? Or Mr. L? What?
Wind me up and up I go, through the air I fly. Kind of a rude attitude to make your mama cry.
You make your mama cry.
Against Mr. L. And will they see identity? No, I will never tell. No. Go, robot, go! Up and down.
Oh, robot.
Sing out 3 cheers for the count. Now go, robot, go. Am I someone's brother? Who knows? Look at me, I'm full of bravery.
Look at my bravery with the big head machine. Big head machine is probably a unfortunate name for that.
Who's that man you see? Brings his stash so well. Man of a mystery, they call me Mr. L. Soaring through the air, I move by leaps and bounds. You're the better beware, cause I got the clown around. Who's behind the mask? Are you afraid to ask? Ride like a hurricane, feel thunder in the rain. It's no wonder all the junior minions just got trounced. Too bad you will go kaboom and then I'm gonna bounce. Mr. Jumping all the time, Miss gets kicked
Mr.
Mr. Jumping all the time. What? I run out of rhymes. Oh no. Go,
That's awesome.
up and down on the merry-go-round, so merrily we go. Sing now 3 cheers for the count. Now go, my robot, go. Am I somebody's brother? Who knows?
Are Luigi and Mario brothers? Is that always lost on me? I thought maybe they were just like BFFs, like Cheech and Chong or something. And they're high all the time.
That man you see grooms his stash so well.
Who grooms his stash so well?
Call me Mr. Nell. Soaring through the air, I move by leaps and bounds. You the better beware.
I feel like this is a song that I would sing to my daughter. It's hilarious. Who's behind the mask? Oh my god. I didn't know that, Redeemer. I didn't know that they were brothers. And Dynamite Nick, oh man, that's really funny. All this time, it changes everything. I wonder what the butterfly effect of that is, right? Like what? Like what if would my life have changed in any profound way if I knew that Mario and Luigi were brothers? What do you think? What do you think? I was... Oh, man. Ah! I'm fucking things up. Oh, man. I was going to make a joke about having sex with both of them, but then I thought maybe it wasn't going to go over well. Oh, my God. I'm breaking everything, you guys. Did you see what just happened? Oh. Okay, maybe I just hold the mic like a rock star. What do you guys think? I mean, yeah, the first real get. Okay, so it's Mario Brothers, but for some reason, I still didn't connect that they were like blood brothers. You know how people are like, hey, my brothers and sisters, right? So I thought they were like the Mario brothers. They're brothers. No. Nobody? Okay. Okay, no, I gotcha. If that makes no sense to you, I understand, because I don't know why that didn't occur to me. I know for sure. God, I can't believe this is all live on the internet, because it's a little bit embarrassing. But no, it never dawned on me that they would actually be brothers. Oh. I got a mic problem going on here. Okay, so here we go. Cricket noises. Dynamite Nick. Yes. Okay. So Dynamite Nick, you had sent something. Oh, okay, that's right. I want to make sure that everybody gets a little say. Oh yeah. Killer Whale. Why is this one already at 7:17? I wonder why that happened. Okay, so we're gonna go to build and paint your. Now this is a 25-minute video, and y'all know my rules about videos over 10 minutes. So, let's go ahead. I don't know why it's
Hi
maybe
there.
somebody. Oh wow, I didn't know I was gonna play. Oh, really? Okay. Cool Whip. When you say it's actually the beta part, what do you mean by that? A lot of things to cover, says Dynamite Nick. Yeah, I know. But I'm one of these people that, like, everybody's like, your videos need to be short because people don't have a long attention span. It's not even that I don't have a long attention span. No, it's not. Well, I don't know what it is. I just, like, I get really, like, when I see a video that's fairly long, I'm just like, that's why I never watch movies, because I'm like, 2 hours? And there are movies I love, and I very rarely will, like, repeat a movie because I'm just like, but that was 2 hours of my day, right? It's just a long time to be with one thing. And I think it's kind of the nature of my life too, though, because I am with clients only an hour a day. I think I really fucked this up. I don't know what I did wrong. Okay, well, I'm going to stop trying to fix it on air and let's watch this. This is Build and Paint Your First Warhammer Model.
Guy, you're watching Midwinter Minis, and in this video I'm going to cover all the steps you need to know to build and paint your first ever Warhammer miniature, and guide you every step of the way, from this
Oh, is that what they come like?
to this.
Wow.
I've been doing this for years and years, and I've painted hundreds of models, probably over 1,000. I've made tons of mistakes, but in this video I'm going to do my best to help you avoid them so you can hit the ground running, truly enjoy the process of painting, and end up with something that you can be really proud of.
Aww,
We're
this
also
guy
going to be joined
seems
by my
really
nieces,
nice.
Erin, who's 11, and Kristen, who's 15, and they're going to be building and painting their first models right alongside you.
I'm Erin and I'm 11 years old. I have never painted or made a war thing.
Hello, I'm Kristen and I'm 15 and I've never heard of Warhammer. I'm sorry, Guy.
In the video description, you'll find useful timestamps to all the different steps, just in case you want to skip to the bit you're looking for, or watch it again later. Okay, let's get started. Let's cover the things you'll need for a basic miniature painting setup. You want a nice flat surface to use as a painting area. Either on a table, a desk, even a tray table will work nicely. If you're painting in the daytime, sitting next to a window to get some nice natural light is a great idea, but if you're painting in the evening, you might want to sit near a lamp so you can see what you're doing more closely. White daylight bulbs, or LEDs, are usually the best, as you'll be able to see the colours much more clearly than warmer, softer bulbs. If you want to paint models, you're obviously going to need some paint. There are loads of different brands that make acrylic paint for miniatures, and they all have some good points and bad points. But for me, personally, the best balance of quality, price, and good paint coverage is Vallejo. I would also recommend getting hold of a can of spray plastic primer. For most paint schemes, I would recommend getting a grey one, and we'll talk about why you need this in a minute. To get things going, you'll also need a paintbrush. I would recommend grabbing a set of cheap synthetic brushes if it's your first time. Lots of companies make gold Taklon brushes in good sizes for the hobby. I do about 99% of my miniature painting with synthetic brushes like this. They give you good control of your brush, but they're cheap enough that you don't have to be too precious about them. In the video description, I've linked to a cheap brush set that'll give you a good range of sizes. It's also quite important to have a few tools for assembling your models. Some models are push fit, but others will need to be put together with glue. Plastic glue, sometimes called plastic cement, is the best thing to use for plastic models. Super glue will hold anything together, but the pieces may eventually break apart if you drop them or hold them too hard. You'll need a sharp knife to clean up your model before you glue them together. Maybe you or somebody in your house already has a craft knife or a scalpel. Be very careful when using something like this. I cut right into my thumb when I was about 10 years old trying to build an Imperial Guard tank, and I've still got the scar. To get the models out of the sprues they come attached to, a pair of hobby snips will be really useful. If you don't want to buy a dedicated tool like this just yet, nail clippers make a pretty good alternative. You'll also want a little jar or cup of water. I prefer glass jars, as you can more easily see when your paint water needs changed, and there's a much smaller chance of you accidentally cleaning your dirty paintbrush in your lovely coffee, or worse, drinking your gross paint water.
Okay, oh god.
It's also handy to have a couple of sheets of kitchen paper on hand to wipe your paintbrush and clean up any spills you might have. You're also going to want a simple palette to mix your paints on. A lot of experienced painters use a wet palette, which keeps your paints usable for longer, but I just don't like them. I find it much easier to use a little plastic cup palette like this, and the best part is, this is the cheapest type of palette too. Finally, it might seem obvious, but you're going to need some models. For your first mini painting experience, I would recommend a normal infantry unit from an army you think looks cool. I'm going to be painting one of these Adeptus Mechanicus Skitarii models. Kristen is going to be painting a Space Marine, and Erin is going to be painting a Necron Warrior. Right, so you've got all the bits you need, let's start building your model. Most of the time, Warhammer models come on these plastic frames. These are called sprues. Now each model is made of several parts. If your sprue has several miniatures on it, and is a part of a squad of similar models, sometimes parts are interchangeable, meaning you can choose whatever arms or legs or head you like, but often you'll find specific arms go with a specific torso, and some hands or weapons only fit on specific arms. Make sure to check out the instructions your model comes with, just to make sure you're using the right parts. Once you've identified the bits you need to build your model, it's time to snip them out of the sprue. Using your hobby snips or nail clippers, carefully cut out the parts you need one by one. If you cut the model parts with the snips right against the piece, you might accidentally cut into the part. If you cut just a little bit further away, we can remove any rough bits later without damaging the model. Double check to make sure you've got all the bits you need, and then we can spend a minute just making sure the pieces are nice and clean and looking their best. Using your sharp knife, carefully cut away any of the little sprue connection points that might have been left behind on the model. It's better to cut away little by little than too much all at once, otherwise you might damage the model. You might also notice that the pieces of your model have a very fine line running all the way round. This is called a mold line, left over from when the two halves of the mold pressed together. This can really easily be removed using the back of your hobby knife. You don't need to use a lot of pressure, just gently scrape away at any really obvious mold lines, and your models will look much better when they're all painted up. After you've cleaned up your model and removed sprue connections, you might notice that some areas have these little white marks. This will be hidden when we prime and paint, so don't worry too much. Okay, now we've got all the loose model bits and we know they're nice and clean. Now it's time to attach them. Dry fit your parts together to see where they actually contact each other, and then add a little dot of plastic glue on one side. Hold the parts together for a couple of seconds, and the parts will start to bond. If the parts are small, you can usually let go after about 5 seconds. If the parts are a bit bigger or heavier, you might want to hold them together for a little bit longer. Some push-fit models go together without glue and they have these little posts and holes, but I find they often need a very tight squeeze to fit together properly, and sometimes you can damage your models by doing this. I prefer to snip the posts off and glue them together as though they were normal parts. When you dry fit your model, sometimes you'll see things that will obviously be really tricky to paint in the future. For example, on this Skitarii model I'll be painting, it'll be really hard to paint the inside of the coat without accidentally painting the legs. In cases like this, it's sometimes easier to leave them off, paint them separately, and then glue them together after you've painted them. This is called painting in sub-assemblies, and this is very useful for bigger, more complicated models. For this demo though, I'm going to fully build this model, just so you can see that it's not the end of the world if you've glued everything together before you started painting.
Oh, it's pretty easy like gluing it, because like you just put it in the little holes and then you just like stuck it in. Yeah, that's good.
Now your model is all built and prepped. Now would be a good time to add some detail to the base before we prime and paint. There are loads of different options. Some bases already come with sculpted details in the plastic. Lots of companies also make cool texture paints that dry with a rough, rocky look, and some crack like dry earth. Erin decided to use one of these cool texture paints on her Necron base. Using an old paintbrush or a coffee stirrer, apply the paint to the base, and if you get any on the model's feet by mistake, just use a slightly damp brush to wipe it away.
Oh wow, look
Another
at that.
easy
That's
method of
pretty
adding
rad.
texture is by using sand and little stones. This is what Kristen wanted for her Space Marines base. Apply a thin coat of PVA to the model's base, place the bigger rocks by hand, and then sprinkle sand over the base until the surface is covered. After this is dried, you can do it again to add even more texture to the surface and make it natural and uneven. And if any sand dried to the model's feet or legs, no problem, just scratch them off with something like a cocktail stick. If you don't have any sand, little rocks or any cool texture paints, you can use literal dirt. For my Skitarii, I'm just sprinkling over some dirt and dust that I scooped from my driveway. Again, PVA glue is great for creating a strong bond over time, but superglue will make things stick instantly. Why not experiment with both methods, and I'm sure you'll find one you prefer. After an hour or two, your bases will be dry to the touch, and it'll be time to prime your model. Now, I never used to prime my Warhammer models, and I only realised what a big mistake this was when the paint on some of my older models started scratching and chipping off. Priming adds a thin layer of paint that sticks really well to the plastic model, but it also acts as a really nice surface to lay your paint down on. Not only does the paint behave better when you actually paint, but it would also make your finished paint job much more durable. There are loads of fancy model holders on the market so you can get more control as you spray, but I just use Blu Tack or poster putty to stick my models to a strip of cardboard from a pizza box.
Testing.
It's free and it works. Give your spray can a really good shake for at least 2 minutes. Shake and flip, shake again, swirl,
shake again and flip it again and stick it and slap it and shake it.
The paint up well with the propellant inside the can, so you should get a smooth stream of paint with good coverage on the model. The aim of the game here isn't to totally saturate the model in paint, it's to give it just a light dusting. We don't want to accidentally fill in all of that lovely detail by mistake. Now head outside and, holding the model about 20 centimeters or 8 inches away from the can, pull the trigger on the spray can while you sweep left and right. As you do this, rotate the model with your other hand, trying to hit from above and from the underside too. This is what you're aiming for.
I mean,
here.
he's done this so much. This is what you're aiming for. Perfection.
The model itself and the base should all be a uniform color. It doesn't matter if there's a tiny bit
it's
of plastic
beautiful.
showing through
Like,
here
that's
and there.
really good. I'm
Finding
impressed
is always
already.
a balance of
I'm already
covering
impressed.
the model as best you can while preserving the detail.
Oh, is my
and not
volume
firing
really
too
loud?
much
It
paint
looks
at it.
really loud. Hold on.
Here's a quick tip. I also prime my paint palette too. That way I can test exactly how the paint is going to behave on my model, but on the palette itself. Now when your primer is dry, it's time to paint. If you're following an official color scheme, now's the time to get all of your paints together that you're going to need for your project. If you haven't quite decided, or you want to make your own scheme, just use whatever colors feel right with you. There aren't really any rules here. The most important thing is that you like it. I would recommend choosing a main color and then an accent color that works well with it and isn't too similar. If you need some inspiration, don't be afraid to look through a few books or jump on Instagram to see what color combinations other people are using. Kristen wanted to paint her Space Marine as a Hawk Lord, so she chose purple and gold.
Hawk. Hawk? Fly Hawk. War Hawk.
Like
oh my, yeah, right, okay. I remember it now.
Erin wanted a spooky grim look on her Necron, so she chose a really dark grey and a light bone colour.
Well, I just feel like it'd be very like creepy if you like saw that walking towards you. You wouldn't expect it to be like rainbow.
Now I want a traditional look with my Skitarii, so I went with red, grey and corroded metal. It's also useful to attach your models to something that'll make it easier to hold and turn while you paint. As I said before, loads of companies make fancy holders, but Warhammer's quite an expensive hobby, and I like to save money wherever I can, so I just use these little plastic cups with a bit of Blu Tack under the model's base. Okay, let's get painting. The best place to start is usually with your main colour, and generally you can paint this everywhere. You don't have to be that careful, as we can paint our other colours over the top of this one. To make sure your paint doesn't go on too thick and obscure details, or dry with weird streaks and texture, you'll want to make sure it's thin to the right consistency. Paint straight out of the pot is often much too thick to use straight on the model, but by adding water bit by bit, it becomes smoother to work with and covers much better, and it flows from the brush more
I
easily.
feel like
Be careful you don't
every
add too
time this
much water,
happens,
though,
I
as the
go
paint will be
between two
really hard to
extremes with you
control
guys.
and runs everywhere.
Like
Just add a
blowing
little
you
water,
guys
bit by
out
bit,
with the
until it
volume or
looks
like
nice and silky,
not
like
loud
this.
enough.
When you're base coating, it's important to use a brush that's big enough. You might think that you need a teeny tiny brush to paint small models, but actually I do the majority of my painting with size 2 brushes or bigger. They carry more paint, you can paint faster, and you can still be pretty accurate with them when you need to be. Using a tiny detail brush for base coating will take ages and it'll drive you mad.
Wow, look how fast he
Once you've got
goes
your
though.
first base coat painted on,
I would get it
shouldn't
all
take
over
too
the
long to
place.
dry.
Oh, he's
Most
doing the whole
acrylic
thing
model
like
paints
that.
dry
Oh,
in
got
just a
it.
couple of
Okay.
minutes. If you think it looks a bit see-through or it's not really a nice solid color, you might want to apply another thin coat just to
So
reinforce
he's
it.
suggesting to do a whole color on the full figurine.
Now we've got our main color down, and before we start adding our accent colors, painting the weapons and stuff like that, at this point you might want to do something called dry brushing to add quick highlights to your main color. Before we actually start dry brushing, we'll need a lighter version of your main color. You can obviously buy a dedicated paint just for this, but don't be afraid to mix your own on your palette. So for Erin's Necron, we mixed a slightly lighter grey by adding a bit of white to the main colour she used. For Kristen's Space Marine, we added a bit of white and a tiny bit of red to the purple to make her a warmer pink. And I'm adding a bit of yellow
like the
to my
purple.
red to make it a little bit brighter and richer. Now we've got the right
Yowza.
colour, let's start dry brushing. Grab a large brush like this with big soft bristles and dab it in the paint on your palette. Now start wiping it on your kitchen paper, working the paint into the bristles and moving it around until almost no paint is coming off on the paper. Now start sweeping your brush gently back and forth across the model. The lighter paint will only catch on the raised and prominent areas, leaving your original base colour in the recesses. As you can see, this is a really quick way of adding texture and bringing out detail. It might seem funny doing it now as we've only got one colour on the model, but as you can see, this is quite a messy step. And if you'd already painted some other colours, it would be really hard not to paint over them accidentally while you do this.
The dry brushing made it look so sick. It was really good, but don't use too much.
Dry brushing was really, it looked really cool when you put it on.
That
Not
looks
obviously
really
it was
cool.
3D, but it looked like more real, kind of.
Now you've got a nice textured main colour on your model, let's
That's
go
pretty
back to our
sexy.
standard brush and start blocking in the other colours we'll be using on the model. For the legs, torso and face of my Skitarii, I'm going to paint them a
Gesundheit.
military grey
Dankeschön.
colour. Again, get the paint on your palette so it's nice and thin and workable, not too thick and not too runny. And now, because we're going to be trying to be a little bit more accurate with our paintbrush this time, let's make sure the brush has a nice point and that there isn't too much paint on the brush. You can do both of these things in one easy motion. Simply wipe your brush on your palette and twist it around in your fingers. There we go. The bristles are now in a nice point, and we've got just the right amount of paint
twist
on
it
the
around in
brush.
your fingers like
Now
that.
start blocking in your secondary colours, paying a little bit more attention on how you hold and where you aim the brush. It's really easy to accidentally touch a bit that you don't want to with the wrong paint colour, either with the edge of your brush or just if your hands are a little bit shaky. And don't worry about making little mistakes, I do it all the time too. If it's a tiny mistake, we can just go back with your first colour and tidy up the paint once it's dried. If it's a bigger mistake, you can use a clean brush, dampened with a little water, to draw the paint away while it's still wet. If there are any smudges left over, tidy it up with your original colour again. Every model painter does this back and forth, making sure their colours are in the right place.
Jeez
Even though base
Louise.
coating might seem like the simplest part, it often takes the most concentration, so don't be afraid to relax and take your time. If your hands are a little bit shaky, don't forget to breathe normally and sit in a relaxed position. Be careful not to hold your breath. It can also help if you rest your elbows on your table and touch your wrists together to make a sort of anchor point. Every model is obviously totally different, but the process of base coating will be the same. Just go around your model with whatever colours you want for that particular area. Do you want your weapons to be silver? Go for it. Pouches and bags and boots
why
to be
he left
brown?
his guns
Now's the time. Kristen painted the trim on the armour a nice gold colour, made the weapons and Aquila on the chest a nice dark grey, and then picked out some little bits and pieces with silver. Erin made the head on her Necron warrior a spooky bone colour, and
Yeah, I
then
like
painted
that.
the gun and cables
I
silver.
like that one a lot.
We also painted our bases too. Both
Bigger
Erin and
models
I
are a bit
wanted few
easier to
areas
paint,
on
but
our
they
model to
cost
be
more
a
and
cool
sometimes have more
blue
detail.
glowing colour, but we're going to leave that just for now because the next stage will
Also,
darken things
mistakes
down
can
a
be
little
left
bit
to
more.
showcase
So far, we've
where
covered base coating,
on
fixing
fabric
mistakes,
or
dry
metal.
brushing, and painting a little bit more accurately.
doing this
Now let's learn how to
times.
use shade
Ah.
paints, sometimes
Look how
called
beautiful
washes,
that is,
to add quick definition to your models. I use either a brown wash or a black wash or both on pretty much every model I ever paint. They're much thinner and runnier than normal paints, and they're designed to seek out the recesses, so when they dry, the creases, cracks and crevices are darker than they were before.
That's
They also
awesome.
stain the colour they're painted over a little bit too, but if you're using the right colour shade paint, I think it makes it look more grungy and realistic. To apply them, load up some wash on your brush and paint it over any of the parts you want to add shading to. It seems quite simple, and it is. As I said, I usually use a black wash and a brown wash. The black wash is applied over cooler colours like greys, blues, purples and silver or metallic parts. I use a brown wash on anything I want to give a warmer or dirtier tone to. Reds, browns, golds, even greens look quite nice with a little brown tinted
Oh,
shading.
I bet, yeah,
If
totally.
you leave lots of wash on a model that has big armor panels or large smooth areas, it might start to look a bit streaky when it dries. You can avoid this by, when you've finished applying your shade paint, swapping out to a clean, slightly damp brush and just tapping the brush on the part where you want to remove the wash. The shade will be drawn up into the brush and you can wipe it away on the paper towel. Rinse and repeat, literally, until you're happy with how your models look, and then leave it to dry. This will take a little bit longer to dry than regular paints, but after about half an hour it should be dry enough to add a little.
Okay. Wow, I can't believe we watched almost 20 minutes of that. That was very interesting. Well, thanks for sharing, Dynamite Nick. I have a newfound respect for folks who do this now, because I didn't know what went into it back then. Yeah, it's a lot of steps, and I'm really impressed with how simple it seems. But I bet if I actually did it, it wouldn't feel that simple. I think I also overthink way too many things, because I'd be like, he doesn't really mean that. Like, it's not really that simple, right? Then I like fuck it up. Generally my paint style is more messy, but I do enjoy doing some different methods. Yeah, I'd be so like bent out of shape about getting it perfect that this method seems very I feel like if I was a figurine, a mini painter, I would feel as my personality, I would feel uncomfortable doing that method. So I guess that's what I'm saying, right? But I would probably try it out. I'd like to try out all kinds of things. I like to try out bunches of stuff. Variety is the spice of life, my friends. Okay. What do we have here? YL challenge. Offensive memes. Okay, cool. Usually when things say they're offensive, they're not really all that offensive. Or it's just like, people who are like, I was about to say snowflakes. I feel like that's kind of a mean thing to say. And if I feel anything in my system where I'm like, this is offensive, I don't like it, then I'm going to stop it. And that is what I will say to pretty much anything that warns us that it's going to be offensive, just so you know. Because just to make it clear, I don't know what this video is going to be, and I don't know who requested it. So we'll see. Oh, yes, I love Steve.
We just got a letter.
I wonder who it's from.
Yo, I want a McRib ASAP.
I'm about to lose it. Wow.
Hey man, I get pretty nervous approaching like attractive women. You seem so calm and like confident. What's your secret?
You want to know my secret?
Yeah, I would love to know.
You gotta think like you're gay.
What's up?
You approach a girl, you put her on a pedestal, act all interested, right?
Yeah.
But if you approach her thinking about cocks, she'll be totally thrown off.
So the gayer I think, the more girls I can get?
It's like Tenet, except with cocks.
This is a lot.
Alright, approach me like I'm a girl.
Hey, what's up?
Nope, way too interested, way too desperate. Now approach me like I'm a girl, but you're gay.
But you're gay.
Hey. Just approach me like I'm a girl, but with lots of dick. Think about dicks.
Hey, what's up?
Wow, that was powerful.
Wow.
You look different. Your whole face changed, and there was steam coming out of your face. I just don't care. And what were you thinking about?
I was just thinking about dicks.
He could be in this very room. It could be you. It could be me.
The teenager later committed suicide. If you have ever been given oral pleasure,
audio prompt in 3, 2, 1.
That's awesome.
Take a seat, you cannot stand it. All I know, the flow harder than a Scotch bunny. Don't try studying me, you cannot manage.
Is this an ad?
What you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.
Can I skip this at all? Weird. Okay. You're still younger.
Feel like sun on my skin. This is love. I know it is.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I have like something at the top of the screen that blocks a little bit of what the stuff says at the top, so it takes me a minute. Oh, this is starting to make my eyes hurt a little bit. Okay, there we go.
Oh, yes. Tarnished, are we? Unfortunately for you, however, you are maidenless.
I wrote a blog post a while ago about why I fucking hate video games. Because this is what it does. It appeals to like the male fantasy.
I am pleased to see you again. Would you like me to hold you? You are so very warm.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh, that's sad. That's a bummer. Boobs! Of course. Duh.
Michelle had her baby.
Oh my god, that is an ugly baby.
Oh, that's so. What's his name? Daniel, look at.
Oh my god.
What the fuck?
He looks like a raisin monkey. We'll be right back. You told the truth to the psychiatrist. I once this kind of reminds me once when I was talking to a new therapist and they were doing sort of the intro like meeting, the onboarding meeting with me. And you know, she she asked me something like You know, do you ever have thoughts of like hurting yourself or hurting others? I was like, oh yeah, I think about hurting others. I was like, oh, am I like, is that wrong? Is that bad? I'm like, not in a real way, like, but like, I don't know, like, that certainly like crosses my mind when I get pissed enough. And this meme right here is perfect. Bad ending. You told the truth to the psychiatrist. I gotta get the time code off. Okay, so here we go. Hold on. I got sidetracked. Oh, there's a lot of trats and I did not realize it. Good song that. Oh, I love dark humor. Okay, yeah. Sorry guys, I did not realize there were so many chats. So that monster under the bed meme was God, I should play on the audio from this. Okay, I'll come back to that Redeemer of Dark because actually I was I thought that it seemed familiar to me. And it's so horrifying you'll have to watch with your eyes closed. Yeah. No, it seemed familiar to me. Also, like I remember watching that and thinking, I know that bottom scene is from something like really horrifying and I can't remember what it was from, but I've seen it. He looks like a raisin monkey. Yeah, cool. Awesome. Cool. Okay, great. And yeah, and then thanks for sort of like validating that. Like, oh no, I've seen that before. And it was horrifying. This dog is adorable. How do I quench my infernal lust? You don't? Oh, you don't? Third world yeah, totally. No shame. No, God, I can't read the top thing in there way too. Okay, I didn't get any of this. This is way too much for me to read while I want to watch the thing. So, sorry. God, this thing in the middle of the yeah, 100%. I got a lot of experience with that. OMG, look at those butt cheeks. Except I don't think about that with the roaches. Those roaches are creepy crawly though, aren't they? He's very good at pantomiming. Very good at pantomiming. I have no experience with that, but that's hilarious. I wipe my brow and I sweat my rust. I'm breathing in the chemicals. Whoa.
It's me, you're the PS5. Tell me what's it was, is more your type. Seems like you can't decide. So if it's not me, then I'm probably gonna run it over.
Fortnite Battle Pass. I just shit out my ass. Put it on my PC, cause I need to get that Fortnite Battle Pass. I like Fortnite. Did I mention Fortnite? I like Fortnite. It's nighttime. I mean, it's 5 o'clock. It's basically nighttime. Now remember Cartoon Network Adventure Time.
Go to Steam and uninstall Gary's mod and do something with your life. Why don't you try?
I was expecting
no
him to
flipping
have an
into a
Eastern
shower
European, maybe
or
Russian
exclamation,
accent when I
bring
first saw him.
yourself
I was like,
some
oh,
bitches
that's not.
instead.
He does talk kind of funny though.
Lurking fucking virgins.
Drink my troubles away. One more glass of champagne, and you know I'm the first to say that I'm not perfect.
Yes! Oh, I need to see that whole video. No! That is oh, please. The whole point of the song was to cheer him up. It means no way. Okay, I don't know if I can sing it. I don't know the rules, so I get all like, I can't sing Hakuna Matata. All right, let's go back to the little chat, the chatty poos. Okay. Several animations to accompany that audio as if it wasn't horrifying enough. I hear facts. The quick time event button mashing just makes that way too funny. This guy looks like an emoji with those massive facial features barely fit on the head. Oh, damn, I don't know which one you're talking about. It's okay, though. Yeah, those were pretty funny. That was really fun. A lot of good stuff there. We got a 13-minute video on the docket. Where else are we? We're going to go to, I don't know if I got 13 minutes at this moment in me, is the Salty Virginia animatic. Does that have music? Hydrate.
I can do anything.
Yes, it does. All right. Yes, it does. It sure does, everybody. That's what we like. Okay. Yeah, you'll see. I definitely enjoy a lot of music. An animatic is basically the storyboard that animations would usually be used for. It's the storyboard that animations would usually, and I really love this one because it's so well made. It tells such a great story with this song. All right, fucking sweet. Let's watch it.
Do anything.
Yeah, so now your description makes sense to me. Now that I'm watching, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I see now.
Stop
words of fantasy. Fantasy. I have reached the end of this anyway. TMK, it's a fact. He's the reason Jevil went crazy, but beyond that, we can't say anything more about his past. Dynamic says, God, I love Jevil. Making this undedicated Jevil is all the better. With its inclusion, it's fantastical. Though it should be acknowledged that the stuff with the guy with the cracks in his face at the time of the vid's creation was and might even still be fan theory, so don't take that as fact. I won't. Perfect. Oh, we're back to Big Narsty. Oh no, here we have all Valorant cinematics. Okay. So is Valorant a game, I take it? I don't know if I have 13 minutes in me. I'm very, 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 very hungry. So I think that I am probably gonna take a quick bathroom break. And I think that I might just go ahead and do if you well, even if you guys don't want to. I think I'll do like a movement thing for us so that we can release any tension from our bodies from the week and be together and doing it. Maybe ask someone to bring you something. Nah. Also, Redeemer, you weren't on earlier. My daughter got me up at 3:30 this morning. I am just wiped out. So that's like the bummer of it. And then I have to get up tomorrow morning early with her again. Hopefully. And it wasn't, she went right back to sleep. I didn't. That was the problem. So it wasn't even like this child. Like it's my own, I have some sleeping issues sometimes. And so it's a bummer, but I got to make sure to, keep those boundaries around my time, especially when it comes to getting rest. And I highly recommend everybody take a note from that because it's really hard for me to do. I love chatting. I love making people happy, right? Like I love like watching your videos with you and like, getting to experience them with you because I understand how exciting that can be, like if it's a video you love. And so that's really fun for me. And I used to be that like I would just disregard rest and I didn't really deem it as that important. And as I am going up in the ages, I'm starting to really draw here's what I need just to be healthy and feel good. And so that's what I got to do. And I highly recommend everybody, take that on for themselves. Basically 2 games merged into one, yes. And then we can finish reacting. Maybe ask someone to bring you something. Overwatch with individual characters having abilities in the gameplay and strategy of Counter-Strike. The streamer way. Ask food delivery and eat on stream while watching Cops. Damn, at least we got through all but one of the vids, so that's better than nothing. Also with the style of... Yeah, I think we did really well. And I kind of loved the variety tonight. So that was really fun also. Yeah, so that was really great. And I really, really, really got to pee. So I'm going to pee and I'll be back. But yeah, that's got to happen like nowsies. So give me just a moment. I'll literally be right back. I am a very fast peer. And although I heard that it's unhealthy to push your pee out, which I do all the time. So I don't know I don't know why it's bad for you, but I heard that you shouldn't do that. And so it is. Why is it unhealthy? It can strain your urethra. I mean, I can't believe I didn't think of it, right? With my field of work. But like when I read it, I was like, huh, I am always like pushing, like, oh, I gotta go. You don't want to risk damaging that. No shit, man. Well, thank you for that tidbit of information. Jeez Louise, I've been doing that wrong all along. All right, I will be right back. And I won't push super hard. Okay. Okie dokie, everybody. I am back. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your patience. I appreciate your patience. Okay, that didn't go anything like I thought it was going to in my head. All right. So, why don't we like throw it out there to me? Is there any part of your body that's been feeling like stiff or not good or uncomfortable or just downright painful? Or is there a situation where you're feeling tension? And you want me, because really what I do much better than, I'm a great teacher. Don't get me wrong. But really, I like to answer to what is actually going on for people. And so if anybody wants to share any sort of discomfort that they're feeling in their body recently, and it can be anything, right? So discomfort for me a lot of times feels like I was talking about how I have anxiety, right? I literally can, like, my whole body tenses up about a lot of weird things all of the time, right? And so and I'm able to identify it and release it now. But I mean, when you don't have that like sense of knowing and like deep understanding, then a lot of times those signals you're not aware of them. And when you can become aware of your signals, you can usually start to be far more resilient in the way you show up for things, like how your system reacts to things, right? And so, that's inside of the world of tension for me. That's when I feel most tension, is when I feel a lot of anxiety. And I can feel that tension a lot of times, like right here in my sternum, in my heart center. And I also feel a lot of, just recently actually, a lot of push in my low back. Like, it's almost like someone's pushing me from behind, when I'm in a hurry or trying to get something done, or if I'm in an uncomfortable communication situation. So, which I'm in a lot because I coach a lot, and being a coach is very uncomfortable. Okay, so Redeemer, you say, my shoulders, where my neck connects to my shoulders, is usually the most uncomfortable parts of my body. But I wouldn't say they're in pain. Yep. And that's for a lot of people, and especially in the age of technology, this part of us right here, the upper trapezius area, is going to be really tight on those of us that spend a lot of time in front of a screen, right? And especially if that screen isn't really doing your posture any favors. Like my posture isn't great, but yeah. So a lot of times in front of a screen, we're we're shortened in the front, right? But we have our chin up still so that we can look at a computer. If you have a computer up high, but then it's really interesting because this is the modality that I do started really in the 70s, and the whole tech conversation wasn't even a thing at that time. So I've been really discovering and exploring movements that would release this situation, right? You have your phone here, right? You have your phone here. I sit, I used to sit on the Chicago CTA, the train, all the time, and look down the row of people, and everybody just looked like this. And I was like, wow, what is that doing to the rest of the body? And that's really where that's really where my training comes from. It the vantage point that it really comes from is the whole body is a system. There's not just one muscle that's the issue. It's really it's a system, and any issue that you're having is a systemic issue. Okay, so la-di-di-la, the phone is the easiest to not hunch over. Just hold it up to your face, right? But then you're shortening here, and you're holding. Anytime you're holding a position for a long time, it's not really how our bodies are meant to be used. Our bodies are meant to be moving. We are actually one of the most impressive endurance animals on the planet, from what I understand. So we're good at moving. We're uniquely bipedal. You have birds, but they have a completely different sort of setup than we do. But our bodies have to do a lot of balancing in space constantly. And so there's always, always, always tension. And, our life experiences, your structures, genetics, injury, trauma, tension in the home, abuse, how you ate, all of that gets registered into how you're moving. And so you and I could have get in the same exact accident and have a completely different outcome in how we hurt ourselves, because all of that input makes us all so unique in how we show up in the world, So, I have one of those stick-on things at the back of the phone, so I don't have to hold it like that. I just hold the pop in between my fingers, which is far better. I agree. Totally. I used to have one of those. I loved it. I need to get another one. I barely ever hold my phone. I most of my job is interacting with people, and so I'm barely, and when I'm on the computer, it's usually I'm on Zoom. I'm very little of my work other than like writing blogs and newsletters and that kind of thing is done in front of the computer, checking email, shit like that. So let's kind of get into it. So the idea of what I do, and I know some of you have followed along before in the past, but the idea behind what I do is we're doing really, really slow movement so that we can introduce our brain to the patterns that we are doing or the patterns that are showing up in our bodies that are not necessarily being asked to show up. They're just in a subconscious way showing up. And what we're doing is we're flexing into that patterning. And then the brain notices it. And then as slowly as we can, we float back or melt back or you know, whatever. Oh, God, that feels good. I'm just kind of playing with it to a neutral position. And a neutral feels like, go ahead and try this on if you're seated. If you're lying down, you can just rest. Most of somatics is done lying down. I'm just teaching it seated because I don't know why I make the assumption most people are watching this in a seated position. I guess that doesn't need to be true. I watch a lot of things in bed. So anyway, so that doesn't make any sense. So if you're lying down, just rest, you know. But if you're seated, you want to kind of get into a really relaxed but neutral position, right? So neutral isn't necessarily natural. Like natural for me is this, right? Because I just like, I just don't want to hold myself up. If I was left to my own devices and there was no consequences to like walking around like that all day, I would just do it. That's what I would be. So, you know, basically coming to a neutral position, or like I said, if you're lying down, just resting and noticing any tension that's present while you're resting, right? Because you're not fighting gravity right now. So, you know, in fully resting, you want to kind of look around and see, like, is there anything am I holding any tension right now? Whereas in seated, you're going to ask yourself, do I feel like I'm in a relaxed, neutral position? One side doesn't feel more flexed or extended, hiked or bending. My head feels like it's on center, right? And then one of the things I love to do, and I think I've done it with y'all before, is I like to float into what my body just wants to do, right? Now, if you're lying down, I'm going to give cueing to answer specifically to what we were just talking about with the caving of the chest, right? But if you're in a seated position and you're picking up what I'm putting down here, and I would recommend doing this with eyes closed. That's why I'm talking with my eyes closed. But if you're picking up what I'm putting down, you can just kind of start to slump or flex into what your body already always wants to do in a seated position. So there's mine. My head kind of tilts back into the left today. It's a different iteration every time, but it's just very like limp. And then my chest is caving, my shoulders slump. Yeah. So that would be my already always. Now, if you're lying down, what you want to do is press your upper back and like right where your sternum is, your breastplate, back into the floor such that your chest caves and your shoulders round toward the ceiling. The front of your neck relaxes and the back of your neck flexes back, right? So you're opening your throat to the ceiling here. Oh, and it's easiest if your knees are bent, right? You can do this if they're straight, but it's easiest if you do this if your knees are bent, if you're lying on the floor. So you're caving your chest, you're rolling shoulders forward, front of neck is open, and then as slowly as you can, float back to relaxing, back to your tall neutral if you're in seated. Come all the way to neutral, relaxed, and rested. So hopefully, if you were watching, I hope you kind of got the idea. And now if you weren't doing it along with me, I invite you to do it. Either lying on the floor and rounding your back into the floor, bringing your chest up, right? and maybe even your pelvis tucks under, right? Seated position, you can either do what I'm doing right here, where I'm caving my chest, lifting chin. And I'm just relaxing in this. So if you're feeling like you're really like pushing, I want you to just get limp into it. Like, especially if you're using gravity in the seated position, right? Right. But if you're lying down, I invite you to really ask yourself, as you're pressing chest down, rolling shoulders, and bringing chin back, could I bring any more ease into this, right? Is there anything that's contracting that's not necessary? Let it go. And then everybody just float back, melt back, whatever you're doing, back to neutral and relaxed. Take a deep, relaxing breath. Sigh out any excess tension that you're feeling. Feel into that relaxed state, or your seated, relaxed, neutral. What's it feel like now? Does it feel easier? Are you noticing new tension? I totally just noticed my low back was arching a bunch when I just checked in. I didn't notice that before, so it might have just appeared now that I released something else, or I just didn't notice it before. So I'm going to go ahead and soften that. So as you look around and as you're taking a breath and bringing your body back to neutral, then when you're ready, cave your chest. If you're lying down, you press your back into your surface beneath you, round shoulders. If you're seated, you can kind of slump into your own posture, or you can round back. And then go ahead and very slowly and use as little effort as you can. Slowly release all the way back to your tall neutral, or just your relaxed supine lying down state. And then take a moment now just to feel into your body, noticing how it feels now compared to what it was before. I'm now noticing kind of a sway in my body. Like, I'm like, oh, okay, a little lighter, a little easier, right? Something maybe freed up a little bit now that my body's actually doing more of like a balancing. Right? Yeah. Yeah, and then when you're ready, you can bring it on back. And Buff Pumpkin says, chills. Yeah. Yeah, man. I love that shit. It's really good. It's called Clinical Somatics, or Thomas Hanna is kind of I guess he created it, but it was based in Feldenkrais, which was based in Alexander technique. So it's just a continuation of a very, not very old, but late 1800s, I think, practice about that basically teaches us how to relax our muscles. And it's wonderful. And if you have goals for your body, being able to be embodied, right? Really being able to feel your body is such it's such a leg up. Yep. So, and if you're ever curious about what I do in the world of coaching or fitness or whatever, you can check me out at comfyfitness.com. I'm easy to find. That's my company. It's an online business, so I'm not trying to hide it from anybody. So, check me out. We do live classes. We do 11 live classes every week, and they're all based in either conscious fitness or embodied movement. So basically like movement healing, right? So we do tremoring, we do clinical somatics, we do qigong, we do several different kinds of yoga. And we have a monthly membership, and you can pay anywhere from $0 to $92. I think we give 6 different options, but we also wanted to offer it in such a way that anybody can access it, because access is one of our highest priorities, our highest values. So comfyfitness.com if you're interested in, relaxing your body a little bit. Hey, that whole like stress being a big cause for disease is very true. So is your chair comfy? Have you ever tested one of those top end Herman Miller chairs? No. This chair, I don't know. I feel like I don't. Yeah, this chair kind of rocks. This is really nice. I don't think I really sit in it like this because I'm not like a relaxed person, which is why I do something like somatics. I always feel like teachers and coaches specialize in the thing that they're not particularly good at. And I am not good at relaxing, which is why I love somatics so much, because it's one of my only access points to relax. I am a high wound individual. I don't know if you noticed that, but I am. So anyway, so that's what I do. And I always like to end with a little movement practice, because one of my, like when I first got invited to do this, one of my fantasies was like, oh, and I could like show the world of somatics to people who like, are in front of screens, and it'd be such a relief to like, and a release to have this tool that just like gets you out of like discomfort. Yeah, I know for a fact that stress can make you sick. I remember one day I was perfectly healthy and fine, but I got so unbearably stressed out that I was sick for a couple of days. Yep, as if I had a cold, 100%. Totally. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for joining me. And I love that you guys all joined me live. And I had a blast night. The videos tonight were very good. I loved the variety. I loved the interspersal of music and local Chicago artists. I do, in all honesty, I get really nervous about watching artists like the people who are actually like real in my life, because I'm afraid that I'll not react favorably to something that they've made. But I let it go, and I was like, you know what? Like, if that's what happens, that's what happens, right? And so I'm glad I finally did it. I'd been putting it off, and I thought that the two pieces were really great. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's why I was avoiding it, Redeemer. I'm not going there. I'm a pansy. And I feel like I remember that. I feel like you could just tell me what it was from, because I feel like it's very fresh also for me. And you know my memory. Oh, man. I love you guys. Okay, cool. Well, I hope that you guys had as much fun as I did tonight. And tell your friends, tell your neighbors. Come join us over at Chicago Plays in the spring Bonnie suit. Okay, I don't know why that doesn't seem familiar to me. Ball sacks. Okay, that's okay. I'm gonna let it go. All right, you all. I'm out of here. Have a wonderful weekend and be safe, and be kind to yourself. Bye-bye.